All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome in. The NBA, they've got us working on a Saturday night. Game 6 of Knicks versus Pacers about to fire up. Oh, chat, spoiler alert, of course, ESPN going already. Ooh, Knicks. Are they off to a hot start? 2-0. They're still shaking hands, still doing, still dapping up, chat, still getting ready to do the opening tip-off here. I guess we'll get a chance to see who the ref crew is as well for tonight. The extender, does the league won 7 games now as well, too. You know, the finals is Thursday, so we could get another game like by Monday. Probably Monday, because they wouldn't Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, right into the finals. But do they go back to back game 6, game 7, Saturday, Sunday, chat? Just a crazy basketball weekend. I guess the fly to Indiana. I was gonna say if they were somehow closely, if it was like New York, Boston, or something, maybe what the league hoped for, then you just take the bus over and you play Sunday night in Boston. But here we go, chat. Brunson, is it Brunson with the hot start? I mean, the aggression on the first drive just immediately takes it to the basket. You know, feels like Brunson has gotten pretty much the first bucket in every game to start. Has that been like an automatic bet on FanDuel, just Brunson first basket? And I'd have to look back up on how that one even works as well, too. Is it first basket team or first basket just in the game? Maybe you can bet it both ways, because you would have had a Brunson Neesmith. If you could have bet it both ways, maybe a Brunson Neesmith parlay, I feel like that would have been crazy. I mean, the first bucket odds are usually pretty decent anyways, Chad. It's a bit of a gamble if you feel like you need to bet that one. But Brunson right away, 2 for 2. The easy just lanes to the bucket. I mean, of course, we'll see how that switches up overnight as the physicality of Neesmith and such continues. But Indiana fans, you guys, this is going to be about as, I don't know if this is the most nervous the crowd has ever been, because you think about all the other playoff situations as well, too. Like we talked about, you know, last time them being in the finals, but you think about them even last time, the last handful of times they've been in the high-profile situations. At least the initial ones that you think of course, are those Paul George versus Miami teams, Paul George versus LeBron. And as much as those series were competitive, I think, you know, one of those versions of those matchups win 7 games, but, you know, they never got, I think it was 6 and 7 basically every time that they matched up, maybe. But regardless, you know, very competitive and very a feisty matchup for them as well, too, but never really considered sort of the favorite in the series, so I get they're not the home court team here as well. I mean, I guess it is a 3 and a 4 seed matchup, so barely not the home court team. Yeah, it's difficult to put that in as like like a pro con either way, as a home court advantage, way better team. You know, these are basically the same teams in the standings. But the first time that, again, maybe it's flipped where they've had some expectations a little bit. It's like, okay, we're kind of the top dog team now. We're up 3-1 in the series. Mitchell Robinson, the lob, chat, the slam dunk. And there is just, I mean, with Brunson and Bridges as well, too, Hart. Those are some guys that are ready to go for big moment situations like this. You know, the Villanova days, chat. This is why Sam loves college champions as pro prospects, the history of just that champion mentality, that championship evidence. Bridges in the corner 3. I mean, maybe it's a game like this, like we're saying, where Bridges just, I mean, not to say that he finally steps up, but there does seem to be a nice Bridges. I mean, it does seem like those two guys, Bridges and Brunson, are the two guys bringing the most energy to start. I mean, and Mitchell Robinson with the lob as well, too. So Siakam a little chaotic to start as well. And now we go on Haliburton watch, chat, because make no mistake, Haliburton, the first playoff load management game, I guess, for the Pacers. Not necessarily they play less minutes, but just not the greatest game, of course, for our guy Tyrese. Of course, again, you know, you still have a 3-2 lead in the series. That's going to happen, of course. But the tough fall away sort of sideways 3 there at the shot clock, chat. Not the greatest first look you'd want. But Brunson settling for the long transition, the quick pull-up 3. Oh, and they kind of missed him again as well, too. They're open. Anunoby and Bridges playing a little bit of a 2-man game. But Anunoby with the turnover, chat. Uh-oh, here we go. And we should mention as well, too, we got a little UFC Fight Night on the other TV. So some names that I'm not necessarily familiar with so far. Kurt Holobaugh. Do we have to root for this guy because his name is close enough to Harbaugh? Holobaugh. Who's the other opponent, I guess? What are the odds? Maybe we just root for him because he's the favorite and the better matchup. But even the main event for tonight, I guess we could pull that up on the box score, but I wasn't too familiar with the two the two ladies as the main event. So it'll be a nice opportunity for us to learn some new names, chat. Us to scout out some new potential. I don't know if we get a, straight up favorite fighter in this, but yeah, I guess we'll see what the talent is looking like tonight. Anyways, Hollow Ball versus Leave It. Leave It, I don't know. He looks familiar, but I don't know. I feel like there's always a Mohawk guy on a UFC card. So it's just, maybe he's just this UFC card's Mohawk guy. We'll have to see. But 9-7, I guess it does feel like Indiana, again, feels like the little bit of the more unsettled team. So if the score keeps, if they're pretty close, and Neesmith takes a 3. Okay, there we go, chat. Right in the lead. Right in the lead. I was going to say, if the score was close and they were still trying to figure some stuff out, then, New York's, of course, going to cross its fingers as well too. But I mean, New York's probably just gonna have to grind this one out regardless, Chad. Ayo. But where's Towns at? Wait a second. Towns on Siakam. They haven't done vice versa. Siakam on Towns. Ayo. But they haven't really looked for him that much. It's been, again, Brunson in the wings. Anunoby attacking off out of the corner, chat. I mean, it worked that time. There you go. Taking Neesmith to the basket. So as much as you like Neesmith as the defender, chat, I mean, you get him in those one-on-one driving situations. It does seem like you can take advantage of him there. Bridges with Haliburton on him, chat. Again, the switch into Neesmith. Uh-oh. Here we go. And maybe they just want to get him in foul trouble as well, too. That's always... So the first Town sort of ISO here, chat. Okay, so it turns into a little log on the jumper. And that's not too bad either. It did a Town sort of, hey, now you cook here. Oh, Turner with the three-pointer, chat. 15-11. You let Towns have his opportunity to cook every now and then, of course. But, oh, and Hollow Ball on the mat, chat. I didn't see what happened. Wait, oh, did he tap? I think he might have tapped because I did look over and they were locked up on the ground in some sort of, but, Levitt, I guess. So shout out. Okay, Mohawk guy, chat. You always got to be afraid of Mohawk guy. But, oh, we got a scrambled, chat. Mitchell Robinson, did he punch it out of bounds? That's got to be Pacers ball. Pacers ball? Maybe? What does it say? Oh, Pacers timeout on the game score. Oh, Levitt, chat, with the body slam. Oh, the WWE. Oh, was that the knockout, or was that just what got him into the... Because he had, I guess, I don't know what the technical term of this is, but he had him in some sort of... Shogun, it's some sort of headlock, chat. Ayo. Ayo, yeah, our guy Levitt down bad. Yeah, he was seized up on the mat pretty good there. I don't even know if he could have tapped, honestly. He's kind of... yeah, I guess, yeah, the ref had to step in and... I was going to say, if we're sitting here on the TV and be like, I don't even know if that guy's capable of tapping anymore, the ref's got to step in at some point and break up that fight. So, shout out to Levitt, I guess. Yeah, I don't know where anybody's at. I did glance at the records, again, looking at some of the names. A lot of maybe that 15-ish sort of fight range. So, I was going to say, our guy Morales, chat, are we bandwagon fans? He's undefeated. I feel like if we jump on the bandwagon as well, dude, we're going to slow it down. The man's going to lose the minute we start rooting for it. But the problem is, I'm going to lie to myself. Like, even in the layers, chat, the layers of the of the mind, like, I can tell myself I don't want to, like, oh yeah, that's just, will not be a bandwagon fan. It is what it is. But, I still want the guy to win fights. If he's watching, that'll still probably be the guy that I'll be cheering for. So, I feel like we have to have another sort of, who's the non-18-0 guy that we, and especially since our last couple of bandwagon guys, Pereira as well too. Pereira, I guess, did have a good win streak going with us rooting for him as a fighter, chat. So that's all, that's a concern, like we're saying. It's like, okay, we'll publicly be McGregor fans, then immediately just tanks, chat. It is what it is. But, what do you do? We'll keep trying, I guess. But, even it's like, okay, rooting for is rooting for McGregor bandwagon, chat? Because he's one of those guys. I guess, is McGregor like the Cowboys of the UFC? And what is he even in the modern fighting scale right now? I don't think he's even ranked in any of the divisions right now, is he, chat? I don't even want to look it up. I'll just imagine that he might be. But just in terms of the guy that is very, like, he's very popular, but again, like, also very controversial as well. Like, I guess maybe, but not, well, yeah, controversial maybe now, but maybe back in the fighting days more so just the fan bases were very definite on each side of it. It was like, okay, there's definite pro McGregor fans and definite anti McGregor fans. So, you know, people that rooting, I guess against him as a fighter, but also the character of it as well too. Like, we understand it, chat. But I guess in UFC as well too, as some of these UFC fans, maybe still a little like, oh yeah, no, we want him to get McGregor, but also you think McGregor versus Khabib, were the UFC fans rooting for Khabib as well too? But and then, you know, again, McGregor, I think, had he lost a couple of fights at that point? I don't know exactly. You know, Khabib is more at the end of his timeline, so maybe there's a coincidence, maybe not. Chat, Khabib could have just ended McGregor, but he also, you know, had some fights, moved around in the weight classes, had some losses, so it was like, you know, one last chance to see McGregor. Sort of, I guess he had kind of moved into sort of this Steph LeBron phase, where, or maybe even more of this, maybe more of the LeBron phase than the Steph phase, where Steph you still think could, I guess LeBron was 6th in MVP voting this year, but maybe you'd have a little bit more confidence in Steph to go as your main player more playoff rounds, I guess, than LeBron at this point. But it would be super close. I guess there's still no wrong answer either way. But it took till LeBron to get to 40 for Steph to finally be up on that answer. But yeah, with McGregor, anyways, hey, we were saying, yeah, I don't know if that's like being a Yankees fan or a Lakers fan or a Cowboys fan. I feel like maybe, I don't know if it's quite like that, chat, because, you know, those teams are like, the UFC is just a newer league, and like the characters aren't quite there's not like a generational McGregor fans is the way that there is like generational Cowboy fans or whatever. But, and again, like with the UFC thing, it doesn't necessarily, like, the individual careers don't continue the same way that the brands do in the pro sport, in the, you know, the other pro sports leagues. But do they have some sort of like UFC jersey or UFC fight shirt? I was thinking about that with McGregor and Pereira, and I guess Morales now as well too, chat. Morales is going to be first team. I guess it is. Well, we've already jinxed him too many times, chat. It is what it is. Do we have to look up his next fight? Hopefully it's not too good. Uh-oh. We're cheering for him. We at least want to see him win once as fans. I guess Jalen Turner's another one. We watched Jalen Turner fight, and he got a win. I forget. We'd have to even go back and see where he got that win was, chat. It was a while ago. I guess not his last win was a while ago, but the win that we saw him have. I think it was on the top and going coast to coast in transition. I think it was in the Cannonier versus Adesanya card way back in the day. I think that might have been a fight night as well too. Was that even a pay-per-view? I think, was Cannonier even challenging for the belt at that point, chat? I don't even remember. But let's see here. UFC fight night, UFC 266. Would this have been 19? 34. Whitaker, no. 36. Holloway versus Poirier. Fielder versus Hooker. Watterson versus Hill. UFC 266. Volkanovski versus Ortega. Okay, wasn't that one, chat? Did he fight Riddell? I guess we're looking at Turner here. Yeah, Adesanya versus Cannonier. He fought Brad Riddell. So Riddell, I think maybe a little bit of a size mismatch as well. I don't know if we have to. Yeah, 5'8" versus Turner is just a little bit of a lankier player for that division. But, and Riddell hadn't been around too long. I guess I don't know his how deep the non-UFC fighting career goes. Oh, chat right away. Closing out all the tabs. I don't know why it does that. I guess Ayo. Hey, old man, where's the computer acting up there, chat? What's going on? Let's see. Okay, hey, we're back in cooking, chat. So yeah, Riddell was looking good when he fought Turner as well. But then, oh wait, this night, let me get back. There we go. We're back on the internet page. Yeah, and then he went. I guess he's 1-4, chat. Ayo, in his last 5 fights. After that, since us becoming Turner fans, it's like Turner's next up. Turner's gonna win the belt, and then, it is what it is. But I guess, oh man, what's his fighting career now? 14-9. It's not over yet for Turner, right? I don't know, but he's lost in a variety of ways as well, too. Just submission, TKO, KO, a couple of split decisions, but those were nice as well, too. I remember the Hooker fight was a nice fight because, but he missed weight for that fight. Hey, yo, chat. It is what it is. But I remember Hooker got him early, chat, and then Turner was able to just... I think the fact that Turner almost stuck around for that fight, but if I remember correctly, I think he kind of swung that one a little bit as well, too, where it's like, oh, he might win this, but then the fact that it went to... I guess both of them were split decision as well, too. I mean, decision not in his favor. But it was like, oh, so close, and I think both of them, like we were saying, kind of early as well, too, just not off to great starts, but then just the last couple of fights. Not even getting to round 3 as well, too, in those fights. Round 2, I guess... early in round 2, lost for TKO. Wait, does this go 4 minutes and 11 seconds into the round or 4 minutes and 11 seconds left in the round? Because that's kind of a big difference, I guess, for at least the 3-round fights. But, oh, shout out to Cormier, chat. Cormier on the call. Cormier, call in during one of the breaks. I don't know if they can they let you step away for a second? This fight, minus 245 favorite. Who else is on the call? She's got it, chat. Let's just let the ladies take over for a second. Let Cormier call into the live stream. Just ESPN, give him a break. We'll see if we can get Cormier on the phones here. But 20-20, Brunson goes to the bench, chat. Hey, yo, Tibbs resting his guys. Maybe not now. Okay, DeLon Wright, Shamit, they've played well. McConnell. I guess there's no celebrity row for him to stare down, chat, this time. I don't know if you guys all saw that picture that, was it ESPN posted it? It probably got reposted a bunch. I'm sure the Pacers maybe the Pacers posted it first, and then ESPN reposted it. But it was McConnell with like a 3-point logo just running past the Knicks celebrity row, and it's Chalamet, Kylie Jenner, Ben Stiller, Miles Teller, a couple other celebrities as well, too, that I'm not remembering. I guess but those are, those are the Knicks celebrities right there. I guess is Kylie Jenner a, lifelong Knicks fan, but in terms of celebrity, she's up there with any of them, chat. But yeah, it was a pretty obviously iconic picture as well, too. Would have been a little bit more fun if it was Haliburton, but maybe a little bit more iconic. But McConnell is cool, chat. We all love McConnell. McConnell's a fun player. I think he's a great, impactful role guy that kind of helps display. Obviously Haliburton was a major guy for this run so far, but just the team around him as well, too, stepping up in a big way. McConnell is, I guess is he the lead role player for the team? He's not necessarily the second. Siakam is, I guess, the second star more so. But, is that Thomas Bryant in the corner for 3? Hey, yo, chat. Indiana 4 for 8 at home court right now. They're feeling good. I mean, Thomas Bryant knocks down shots, chat. That's not a good sign. It's close so far. I mean, you got Shamit to respond. Thomas Bryant. If Thomas Bryant has a higher 3-point percentage than Shamit tonight, chat, lock it in. Pacers win. Oh, Haliburton, he's open. Toppin drives. Toppin lays it in. 3-point lead by Indiana. Feels like the momentum is swinging. Tibbs. The first quarter closes. There we go. Tibbs gets a timeout. We've seen this before, chat. Oh, Haliburton off the bounce. Beautiful feed to Toppin. Shamit's just running around lost, chat. Hey, yo. Somebody get Shamit. Somebody show him the clipboard and remind him of the defensive rotations. I don't know, chat. You go through the defensive rotations on the clipboard. Hey, yo. What are they using the clipboard for these days in the modern NBA? We need to do a clipboard check, chat. How many teams in 2020 are they using the iPad in the NBA? I feel like we have. I don't know if they have iPads just on the sideline in general, but I don't know if we've seen coaches use the iPad as a way to like actually draw up plays on the whiteboard, which also makes me think as well too. You don't see guys with the iPad watching film the same way that you see in the NBA. Maybe there's a missed opportunity there, chat. Maybe it's not always the same thing, and I guess the ability to watch the game as well too. Like you can kind of, I think maybe basketball works a little bit like that, where you can kind of watch the game. I guess not that it watch the game easier, but I think maybe you don't have to go backwards as much studying the game in the game, if that makes sense. Like I think maybe it's a little. Is it more of a forward pacing game? In football, you can go back and study the tape, and there's a lot of, the formations and stuff. A lot of it's going to, and I guess, again, basketball, at least back in the day, a lot of, or, back in the day, but, you think a lot like of more set-based teams, if they're going to be running a lot of the same similar stuff out of the same sets, then there is a correlation there. But, especially now in the modern NBA where maybe it's a little bit more free-flowing, like we're saying, maybe there's not the same sort of need to go back and watch the tape. But it's not to say that, again, if the ability to have that technology for the NFL exists, like it's not like the NBA couldn't get it where it's like, oh, here's the iPad with tape, or with the film of the game, and you can just go back and watch, whatever quarter. And maybe just the time spent as well, too, on the sidelines a little bit different. Again, the pacing of the game, where NFL game, you're going to have all the time in between plays, timeouts, transition, the change of possession, whereas the NBA, you're kind of there for, the NBA games is still a little bit shorter than NFL game time and just pacing time. But maybe there isn't, because you're thinking like, okay, if LeBron is obviously like sort of the highest level IQ guy, Rondo, Chris Paul, like all these guys, if there was the idea and the ability, or I guess the need maybe to watch film on the sideline, like those guys would obviously be doing it. And maybe not even just those guys, Steph, like, and name any great player. But you think LeBron also watching the game as well too, like he's processing all the information that he needs on the sideline. So I don't know, like on the sideline, could a quarterback not just sit on the sideline and watch the game and process the same way, but also maybe just NFL sidelines are different, where if the quarterback wants to sit down, he's got to be off the sideline, like located farther back. Whereas I don't know if it's literally just as simple as that. The NFL needs tape because the seats are farther back on the sideline, and just LeBron can actually sit and watch the game. But I don't know. Maybe we need to DM Mitch Johnson for the Spurs and be like, hey, get a couple of iPads for the team next year, and then when Wemby's on the sideline, you point out a couple of things. So yeah, Tibbs does have a whiteboard there. I mean, and you love to see it, chat. We're not necessarily just rooting for. We're not trying to replace the job of the old dry erase board here. Like, we AI, there still can be some uses for some good old fashioned technology, I guess. But I mean, we're still also looking for competitive advantages as well too. So I mean, you're telling me Steph Castle, we can't use a little like, oh, here's a set that they were, especially some defensive oriented guys like the Spurs might have. That could actually maybe be a thing. Speaking of defense, chat, Siakam gets the steal off of Towns and the turnover as well too, out of bounds off of Towns. So Pacers ball here. Brunson still on the sideline, but McBride now in the game. I don't know if he was in the game there to end the first quarter. Oh, McConnell over Towns. Toppin! Oh, Toppin had the rebound, chat. He had the offensive rebound and just lost it. Less than 40 seconds here in the first quarter, I guess, as well. But I'm a fan of the timeout. Again, I feel like, I don't remember if it was the last game or the game before that, but one of the recent games, we did see Indiana at the first quarter a little bit like, okay, here, it's getting a little, the momentum is at least shifting anyway. So more so than just like, okay, how much time till the next break? Because the momentum, like if you have momentum going into the first quarter, even if the time, that's just a different type of timeout, that's almost again, like a checkpoint in the game, end of the first quarter. Versus, okay, take a timeout, reset, mix up the lineups, do something different. Again, all things you can still do at the end of the second, but still 90 seconds or so for it to spiral out of control. Oh, DeLon Wright, chat. Cooking Ben Shepherd. The little step through. That might have been DeLon Wright's nicest offensive move in like the last 2 years. Oh, the little spin move to the up and under. Hey, yo. Shepherd, he got Shepherd on the pump fake, and if Shepherd doesn't collide with the opposite knee trying to step through, he might have got the and one there, maybe like a hip check sort of and one follow. I was to say and one finish. I pause, but yeah, that kind of ended up stopping the momentum as well too. But shout out DeLon Wright. DeLon Wright to San Antonio, chat. We're kind of gonna have, and there's a lot of guards in the league. We're kind of stacked already as well. I guess we're not stacked at guard, but I imagine, was Chris Paul on a 1-year deal? I mean, I imagine we kind of want to bring Chris Paul back, chat. It depends, I guess, on what what our cap space is used up for in acquiring these these stars. I mean, the graphics that are going out with San Antonio right now for the offseason, chat, I can't even contain myself with the possibilities. I saw a graphic that was, I mean, the point of the graphic was to say that the Spurs might get either Durant or Giannis, but it was still, the graphic had De'Aaron Fox, Giannis, Durant, and Wemby all on it. And I was like, if we could have all five, again, that would somehow we trade for Giannis and Durant, and we'd still manage to keep De'Aaron Fox. So I guess, RIP chat. Did not have Steph Castle on that version of the graphic. Make no mistake. We had Durant and Giannis. Probably going to be a little limited on the rest of the players in the team. But that was still a pretty insane foursome to see, just all in Spurs jerseys in a lineup. I was like, whoa, if this could be a hypothetical at some point. Again, once you start breaking down the moves, I mean, Giannis, of course, what do you need? But I think we could, like we said, we could get that move without Steph Castle, chat. We have enough guys. The Bucks, he didn't know this. The Bucks actually love Devin Vassell. They think he can be a franchise guy. Adam Silver had a meeting with with the Bucks owner, and now the Bucks owner loves Devin Vassell, chat. He said Keldon Johnson can be a major piece to the team and the community of Milwaukee going forward and contribute to Dame Lillard. So it'll be exciting to see the shout out, chat. Hey, yo. I guess, we don't want to be saying names because we love all of our Spurs. But if we run back this version of the Spurs team as well, too, chat, make no mistake. We're still getting jerseys. It is what it is. We love the version of the Spurs team. It's just the 2K aspect of the building of the rosters. It's just sort of a, can we, I guess, it is what it is, chat. But Giannis is just a great player. And who wouldn't want to have Giannis on their team? But, and I was thinking, like, okay, is there a sneaky way that we could get Durant and Giannis, chat, because then just the amount of guys that we even have on the team, we might just have to trade Steph Castle just because, again, how many players do we even have? I was like, okay, is it possible, chat? Is it possible? I guess if we're switching out De'Aaron Fox for Steph Castle on the graphic, chat, maybe it gets a little more possible. Maybe our starting five couldn't quite be that, but Vassell, Barnes, Keldon Johnson, Sohan, Branham, Champagny, chat. I guess, and team options on Branham, and I guess Sohan, Branham, and Wesley as well too. But it's not like, again, with the depth of the team at this point, that we're going to be needed to collect some rotation guys anyway. So it's not like if we trade off some of these younger guys, and I think they've proven some good upside at this point. But if we're making a playoff push, maybe we'd want to trend a little bit older with some of those minutes anyways. But there might be enough assets. maybe not, chat. Who knows? Hey, yo. Homerism corner there. But some of the hypotheticals that are being floated out there are crazy. Oh, Chad, who's this guy in UFC? This guy is overly intense warm-up guy. He just had his trainer couple of hey, yo, Chad. But got to get your guy ready. I don't know. I kind of like that, though. I feel like that might be a Marab move. Does Marab, have the trainer beat him up before he goes out to fight? I think Marab's already got, an open just wound before he already goes out to trade. It's just the man's just in fight mode 24/7, I think. It is what it is. He might be the one where it's just I think he might be, I guess, did he step into his last fight a little bit unprepared and then lost here? Let me go back to Marab's tab real fast. Because I would just the aura, chat, of the fighters, he might be the one that's just I feel like he could just be ready to fight at any moment. He might actually be Batman, just out at night trying to. Oh no, he did win, chat. So maybe he took that one on late notice. I don't remember. O'Malley, he won against O'Malley. Okay, maybe O'Malley was the one that took it on short. I guess maybe somebody fighting. So taking a fight against Marab on short notice. Bad move, chat. Bad move. Yeah, this guy. What a run. Who's Ricky Simon? Who's this guy? How did this guy take down Marab, chat? The guy with the mullet? Maybe that's how. He was just so unassuming. Frankie Suarez? Frankie Suarez? I don't know. Swanson versus Ortega fight night. Hey, yo, shout out to Ortega. We need to go back and fire up some old Ortega fights, chat. He's a fun fighter to, I feel like, go back and watch the tapes of. I feel like a fighter that we never, I don't ever really, like, really remember rooting for him in fights, but for some reason I feel like we just really liked him as a fighter. But again, it's like, I'm not like, but I feel like there maybe was some Fox fights or some, I don't know, just like some random fights that I might have seen. Because again, UFC did have some, where's this, is this on Fox maybe? Oh, this was back in 2017. Yeah, Ortega chat had a run. Let me see. Oh, UFC on Fox. So the next one would have been UFC. So I guess either way, like, stuff in this run would have been on Fox. So December 16th, would this have been just like a Saturday night? I mean, you know, this is still, is December 16th, is that a college football Saturday night, chat? 2017. Maybe NBA. Do we need to go back into history? Like, what would have been going on? And again, I guess it could have been any of these fights. But this one is specifically UFC on Fox. Wait, who did Ortega fight in this matchup? Oh, wait, was this just the next UFC card? Oh, this wasn't the next UFC fight for Ortega. I thought maybe that was Ortega's fighting time when there. Was not paying attention, chat. But let's see. Does it say where this one was broadcasted? I guess if it was just a fight night. I mean, how much time do we need to spend tracking down where this one was broadcasted at? I don't know, chat. Mixed Martial Arts Championship. Why does it not say? Maybe it's just because, maybe because it wasn't, chat. I guess here, let's go through the history and see. UFC Fight Night, UFC Fight Night, UFC Fight Night. We're still, 2020. Okay, so one fight in 2019 against Brad Katana. Chat, we're going to find out. UFC Fight Night, Lee versus Barbosa. Oh, wait, this is for Marab, chat. Okay, yeah, we're sidetracked. We're looking for Ortega. Hey, yo, chat. Okay, let's go Ortega here and see his fighting career and see what we can track down for UFC Fox events. Okay, yeah, so he was UFC Fox. Lawler versus Brown. UFC Fight Night. UFC 115. 2016. Wait, when was this Lawler fight? Oh, Lawler versus Brown. Wait, what was the other one? Lawler versus... Oh, Swanson versus Ortega. And then Lawler... Yo, chat, we're all over the map. Lawler was the next UFC fight after this Ortega fight. But Ortega was also in this Lawler versus Brown fight. So 2014, I mean, UFC on Fox, there is also a chance, chat. There is also a chance. UFC Fight Night. Bosch versus Henderson? Dan Henderson? Hey, yo, chat. Shout out. So is UFC still on Fox? Do we need to just look up the UFC on Fox run, I guess? I don't know. Let's just check this one out and see what we got. July 26th would have been in the summer. Does that increase the likelihood? I feel like it's more likely if it was like one of those fall events or winter, where we would have had like college football or NBA on and then flipping over during commercials. Like, oh, what's on Fox? UFC? But, UFC on ABC? Oh, 22, chat. Okay, so yeah, I mean, we probably would have watched, but that's not what we're not going back into the childhood there at that point, I guess. Respect the Cage in 20, chat? Maybe one of these random events was on TV as well, too. You never know. The Gladiator Challenge, Bad Behavior. Gladiator Challenge, Maximum Force. How come there's no Wikipedia page for these events, chat? These sound... Maybe just because it's like these events are so underground, we can't even look up the information for them. It was just what went on, chat. We only know who won the fights. The legends of the guys that left the arena, I guess, is all we have to go by for these events. The Gladiator Challenge. Hey, yo, chat. So it makes sense why Ortega obviously was able to be so successful in the UFC if he was literally fighting, you know, as a gladiator as well, too. Oh, no, DeLon Wright. Pascal Siakam switched on to him. Siakam still not able to get it to go there. A little rough Siakam game. What's he at? Oh, 3 for 6. Okay, now a couple of threes is carrying him so far, I guess. But a couple of mid-range shots that he's also had opportunities to get could go. So maybe it's still good luck for a Siakam game going forward if he's getting those looks. But if he's converting the threes, anyways, you know, Indiana, that spacing is what you're going to want from him at the end of the day, anyways. But yeah, let's see here, chat. Does the UFC on Fox? Oh man, we're just gonna get all the events, but maybe it just has a page where it's probably not gonna happen. Oh, I guess we could. Chat, Wikipedia is not the only source for Looking up information. Let's see. How long was UFC on Fox for? Was it on Fox for longer than it was on ESPN now? At this point. Let's see here, chat. Promotion through 2018. 2011 to 2018. Yeah, chat. So, like, right through a bunch of the high school years, but then, a little bit before that as well, too. Okay, UFC Fox. See, we just didn't search the right thing. So what's the history? Maybe Ortega had a headlining role. Studio host Joe Buck. Anik as the announcer. Yeah, I don't remember ever Florian. Maybe I remember seeing Kenny Florian on there. Kurt Menefee as a studio host. Of course, Rogan as a UFC commentator as well, too. Jimmy Smith. Brian Stan. Jay Glazer. Shout out, chat. Hey, yo. Love to see it. Mike Goldberg, a fighting announcer. Oh, I'm thinking of Greenberg, and I'm thinking this is like Mike Goldberg's like the combo character. I mean, he looks kind of like he could be a combination of Mike Greenberg and Mike Goldberg as well, too. Or no, it's not Goldberg, it's Golick, chat. It's Mike Golick. Ayo, shout out to Golick family. Close, I guess. But Dominique Cruz as well, too. I mean, yeah, stacked cast, chat. Stacked cast. But did Ortega ever headline like a Fox event? Oh, I don't know if he ever did, chat. Ayo. Shout out our guy Ortega. But doing a little cross-reference here, chat. What fights might he have been in that he could have been on here? Let's go back to this record here real quick. So 2011 to 2018. But yeah, he was still in Respect the Cage in 2011. So he didn't go to the UFC until 2014. And then, yeah, so 2014 to 2018. What fights he would have had. So, like, UFC 214, I guess pick a random one. Oh, July 2nd, chat? 2016? Like, that could have been right during a bowl game. Who knows? College championship? I guess we wouldn't have had the playoffs in full swing at that point. But still, like, the Rose Bowl going on January 2nd. June 4th could have been finals as well, too. July 29th, Summer League. Bouncing back and forth between Summer League and UFC on Fox. Hey, yo, chat. The degenerate fandom goes way back. It is what it is. Make no mistake. It's not our first time watching Summer League, chat. We've been around the block with a few Summer Leagues at this point. So, yeah, I guess these weren't listed as, like, UFC-numbered events. What were they, chat? I guess just fight nights or UFC events in general? But maybe, I guess, did he just have the couple? So he just went from the fight night Bosch versus Henderson. So I guess they are just labeled UFC on Fox. When make no mistake, I guess they got the branding pretty locked in there, chat, when they had it. So I guess, who knows, chat? I guess I don't know if we'll be able to find this mystery Brian Ortega fight that we may have watched. But yeah, like we're saying, obviously you look at the schedule, there's going to be some overlapping days between some other sporting events. And that's good times as well, too. It's just fun to have it all in the channel. Are we trying to, pitch hey, here's a new idea for all these streaming services. How about you mesh it all into one, and then I can just have all of the access to all the movies on? Because, like, make no mistake, chat, that is fun. And I guess with the streaming services now, what it is more digital access to movies and shows and properties like that. Because, again, and maybe live TV and anyways just shifting and evolving and sort of going away anyways. But, just the idea of having live events, and again, not even live events, because there would be movies as well too on TV. Hey, yo, chat, shocker. I mean, I guess there still is, but and I guess like we're saying, Sling TV. It's not like we couldn't just flip over to a movie in the middle of commercials at this point, anyways. But still, I guess just the peak days of it, chat. The amount of sports that you'd have on at one time, all kind of cooking at the same time, and then again, maybe a movie, maybe Food Network hanging around back in the day. And maybe we just missed the day when it was just like, oh, all this stuff used to be free as well, too, just over the national airwaves. I guess maybe Food Network was never, like, throw up the antenna and get Food Network. I don't remember it yet. We'd have to go, do a deep dive on the history of the availability of the Food Network through the national airwaves. Is this a college paper, chat? I wish we would have written a college paper on that. Of all the topics that we could have chosen, just anything about the Food Network, I guess, would have been fun. But we did write a couple of food papers in general. I wrote a whole paper on peanut butter and jelly once, I guess. Yeah, chat, make no mistake. It is what it is. I guess, our college, we're not putting our college work into our resume. Just the fact that we graduated. It's not like, okay, well, what were your assignments? What are the major projects that you worked on? Well, here's this 17 paper breakdown on peanut butter and jelly. What was that class even for, Chad? I'm trying to remember. If there was a lane, I definitely, maybe the last year or two, it was like, okay, whatever, just the first idea that we that we get for these presentations, we're just gonna commit to it, because just go with your gut. There's a reason that popped. There's a reason that peanut butter and jelly popped in your head as a topic the first time. Was it the preparation of peanut butter? There was a history of something in there, Chat. You always guys, the Webster's Dictionary defines peanut butter and jelly. You just hit all the cliche topics for all the cliche talking points for a college speech. Oh, Haliburton for 3, Chat. 39-33. Here we go. Midway through the second. Tibbs. Very using his timeouts tonight, Chat. Not afraid. But I guess he hasn't been. I'm not afraid. He hasn't been taking timeouts, I guess, like to start the quarters as well too. So it's been the slow decline of the Knicks throughout the course of these games. But is Ballerina out yet, Chat? Hey yo, I feel like this movie is borderline over promoted, and maybe it's just the amount of, maybe it's not even the promotion. Maybe it's also how many ads do these things have to run? They probably have a ton, but throughout the different services as well too, because you're probably watching, you're getting the ads on this versus whatever, like 6 ads are going to run on the free version on the NBA app or whatever. But regardless, Chat, I've seen enough. But maybe I haven't, Chat, because, well, the problem is, like, is it the amount of times that you see a trailer that makes up for when you're going to go see a movie? Again, like I think we've said, it's, I think the connection goes to characters and story. Much like, obviously the John Wick. and, the actors themselves as well, too. Like, this checks all the boxes, Chat. But maybe that just shows you the state. And not, hot take, Chat. We're going to be talking about the state of movies. But, obviously I think, maybe what Sinner showed is the A-level movie is still okay. Maybe there are other movies, like maybe Marvel would be like, well, what about our A-level movies? But then maybe that's just a conversation about where Marvel is at. But, and those big, I guess, the big events are maybe the exceptions of the rule to not look at as well, too. But I feel like, with the way that movie culture just was talked about and consumed, and again, the top end box office numbers were still higher as well, too. Even, do we adjust for inflation on some of those? Like, I think they were still obviously, just again more prevalent in everything, but it does seem like it's more just the B level movie as well too, and like we've talked about with the NBA, where the talent in the league has gotten better. It is not necessarily even the A, obviously the A+ talent in the league is amazing and great and we love it, but it's still like the A+ talent from any point in the league still stacks. It's still competitive throughout however you want to mix it up, but it really is the 6th, 7th, 8th man. It's the rest of the guys on the rosters throughout the league where you see the rest of the talent continue to rise, and you just go, oh man, the league is stacked. The league is continuing to get more and more talented. The level, the skill level of the individual players and what they're capable of. Just, even guys in the G League as well too. And again, that's just how this stuff's gonna work. Like, just the capabilities of everybody's gonna continue to increase as well too. But you just go, okay, like, how many guys? Like, Simmons and Russillo I've talked about in the past, like how many guys are capable of getting, X amount of points on a team, 20 points, 25 points, whatever the bar is. Like, if you get them the shots, like, is there a talent thing now in the league where you go back in the day and you just look in, okay, guys were playing very specific roles where it's like, okay, if this guy was just taking 25 shots in a game, it's probably not going to go super well, but, if you let him rebound, and, we still have guys like that today as well too. Like, Neesmith's a guy. Is Neesmith a bad example with the way that he was chucking up threes in the first game there? But there are certain guys that it's like, yeah, okay, he's probably still not quite going to be a 20 a game scorer, the night to night basis of it. I guess maybe Obi Toppin as well too, Chad. It's like, Obi Toppin can be one of the 5 guys on the court at the end of a playoff game at this point. He's clearly proving himself. Maybe Miles Turner kind of hovers in that territory. He maybe is more of like I guess he is kind of a 20 point a game scorer right now. But could he be like a 25 a game scorer on a team where he's just taking a lot of shots? But is that sort of the opposite effect for what's happening with Hollywood, where again, in his Ballerina, I guess again Ballerina might be a B tier movie. I don't know what the budget and the marketing, if they're like, oh well, no, this is actually an A tier movie, but it's more the other movies, I think, is like what people are maybe not seeing on the regular as much, chat, and you're kind of really picking. It's like, okay, maybe it's like the stuff with, like, again, the real cult following stuff, and maybe it is more, the budget stuff as well too matters. Like, I think like the Final Destination franchise, I was seeing that. I saw a lot of trailers for Final Destination, chat, as well too. Definitely another over promoted movie, but as well too, with like some budget stuff, you go, okay, is that obviously doing like maybe, here, let me look that up. Did that do a similar number to Marvel, chat? Because I know at least it did well. So maybe it's just, again, like more so the profit percentages than the actual straight number. Bloodlines, yeah, here, this is the newest one. Do we have a box office number for this already? Yeah, 213 on a $50 million budget. So I think, maybe this has already been discussed about as the trend anyways, where this is these smaller things. But I don't know, is Hollywood really that much different as well too? Like, feels like this has kind of always been the formula. But yeah, I know, like, in Thunderbolts we liked as well too, chat, when we went and saw it. But I think it's a little, 180 budget, 361.4 on the box office. So still good as well too. But I don't know, what the percentage these films need to increase. Maybe we should have taken a film class, chat, instead of a peanut butter and jelly class. Like what percentage of the movies they need to, the budget they need to make back in order to. Is it just like straight one for one? Okay, the budget is perfect and they make 180 million. Everybody gets paid. It's like, oof, barely made it out alive. Or do you have to make like 2.5 times your money back? And then it's like, okay, well now this movie actually works. Because there was some weird stuff with the Sinners movie as well too. And Van Lathan and the Higher Learning podcast were talking about this when the Sinners movie was being released and stuff, and when the conversations of that were happening about, like, well, why people were like trying to find all these different angles. So like, why is this not being a box office success? And it's like, well, no, actually the movie needs to make like so many times. But I guess maybe with marketing on top of that as well too. Is that what it is, Chad? Is the marketing is not actually calculated into maybe that budget number that we see? So it's like, oh, with the marketing, it needs to get whatever. But it's like, okay, well, it's still like the number is still higher than whatever it needs to be. So I don't know if it doesn't seem like nobody in the studio has said that they're mad about the success of this movie anyways. Versus, again, like, you still see Marvel as kind of like, we're not like thrilled about what's happened with the movies. Lilo and Stitch with a $469, $100 million budget. But did this just get released as well too? Okay, May 23rd. Oh yeah, this just got released last week into theaters. So wait, hey yo, chat, first week, 500 mil? Lilo and Stitch. Hey, yo, is this... So this is gross. This is not opening box office. Is there opening box office? Let's see if there's notes on it, chat. Lilo and Stitch set the record for the highest opening live-action adaptation of an animated film with an opening of 341 million. Is that like... Okay, this player became the first guy with... I think are the Pacers like one of those teams that had those crazy... Because they did that with Thaddeus Young once, where they're like, how many guys have played 500 games and 50 a random field goal percentage and random box scores. It's like Thaddeus Young, LeBron, and Kareem and Magic. It's like, okay, well, I mean, it's impressive, but it's also ultra specific. Final Reckoning grossed 204 million worldwide and had the largest opening weekend in the franchise. Oh, hey, yo, chat. I thought I was hearing some stuff. Again, maybe it's just everybody's so cynical about the box office nowadays as well, too. Oh wait, what? Lilo and Stitch passing up Detective Pikachu on some stuff. What's happening here, Chad? It also set a record for the biggest opening weekend for live-action animated film. Wait, so it passed the record for live-action adaptation. Oh, live-action adaptation? But live-action animated. I don't know, Chad. Who knows? Also became the number 2 best first-day ticket pre-seller for a Disney movie live-action. So, number 2 first day ticket pre-seller for a Disney live-action remake movie behind The Lion King. But either way, chat, insane box office performances. And yeah, obviously, the some of the international box offices are putting up insane numbers as well too. Chat. Ni Za 2, 2025 Chinese animated adventure action fantasy. So what is this? Is this like their Pixar? Beijing Inlight Pictures, based on it's direct sequel of Ni Za. It's based on Chinese mythological character. Oh, so is this like a character that exists in their fantasy already? Like this is because I guess, well, like some of the earlier Disney stuff is like what Grimm's Brothers fairy tale. So it's not like Walt Disney was cooking up Cinderella for the first time. You know, those were adaptations of something, but it's not like there's been a Disney Pixar Paul Bunyan yet at this point. So is this like the Chinese Paul Bunyan, chat? I guess it looks like maybe a kid's story as well too. I guess, and I guess I was gonna say we don't really have the mythology of some other countries, but I guess shout out, chat. We are a Protestant nation, so maybe that is the and hey, don't cancel us, chat. The Protestants don't cancel us. We the mythology, quote unquote, would be more so, I guess, that, or maybe it's just more so the cultural melting pot that America is, chat. It's like a combination of all these things, but yeah, we don't really have the one. We do have, like we're saying, like I guess is Paul Bunyan for the Midwest, like the one. I mean, what are like some American mythological, the Jolly Green Giant, chat, like the green beans guy, American mythological myths and legends. Here we go. Let's see if this gets us what we want. This is just gonna give us some books. Oh, ghost, chat. Yeah, we might have some like real scary ones. Let's go. Is mythological. I don't know how to spell here, chat. Mytho. I'm trying to pretend like I know what big words are. Mythological figures. Here we go. Like Ben Franklin or okay. Oh, Johnny Appleseed. Okay, chat. Yeah, Johnny Appleseed is pretty iconic. Folk hero who introduced American apple. Is Tyrese Haliburton going to be a folk hero after this, chat? 41 to 39. Maybe John Haliburton. Paul Bunyan, Johnny Appleseed, and John Haliburton. Oh, Bigfoot! How can we forget about Bigfoot? But then again, Bigfoot's more, he's a creature. He's not really a person. Or is he, chat? Maybe he's both. Who knows? I guess we haven't really narrowed that down yet. Hugh Glass? So that's the Revenant guy, right, chat? I guess, he's fake? I thought that was real. So, I guess some of, because like if you're going like King Arthur or something, maybe William Wallace, I guess those guys, what's the realness of those guys as well? Because William Wallace is real. He's not just Mel Gibson, right? Annie Oakley? Okay, for sure. I remember we had a couple Annie Oakley DVDs back in the day, chat. I don't remember the actor that played Annie Oakley, but she was pretty hot. We can say that's a compliment, chat, respectfully. Part of it. I feel like it was a TV show. Maybe it was more like a TV mini series, or no, it just ran 3 seasons, so it just became a mini series. Oh, chat, it's on Tubi. Hey, yo, be firing up the old Annie Oakley show. Yeah, who is this? Gail Davis. Hey, shout out Gail Davis, chat. Shout out. But chat, Gail Davis down for a good time back in the day. Seemed like. Maybe if we introduced ourselves to Gail Davis, we would have had a chance. But unfortunately, just wrong place, wrong time, chat. But maybe I guess westerns would have been more popular back in the day as well too. So her starring in a western wouldn't have been surprising. But yeah, definitely quite the run. Maybe definitely gravitated towards some of those roles, chat. Hey, yo. And the way that some of these actors worked back in the day as well, too, chat. I mean, it's not just the sports that are taking time off. Like, you see some of these actors' filmographies. You're like, 340 movies? Really, it's just Samuel L. keeping up the old-school actor work ethic. Kevin Hart? Like, maybe Kevin Hart, the dialogue around Kevin Hart kind of ruined that for some people because everybody made fun of Kevin Hart for working so much. And I get, like, okay, what's the Rotten Tomato scores and all the Kevin Hart movies? But regardless, and Kevin Hart, don't cancel us. I'm doing the Kevin Hart Eddie Murphy comps here, but there is again with the I guess the comparable factor, and I guess they're both comedy legends, so there's comparable factors there. But also, again, legendary people that are just beloved actors, and I think Eddie Murphy is a better actor than Kevin Hart, Chad. And I think especially like some of these guys as well too, they get into movies for long enough and they get just so comfortable being on set and being in movies, and then again they're just around various actors. They do there is a versatility. Like I think they can kind of become, there's an ability to just pull off a different amount of scenes, I think, that can happen. But you just look at Eddie Murphy's career and he was tapping into some different stuff into different roles that I think, and just pulling him off a little higher profile. Like, could Kevin Hart have been in Boomerang, chat? I guess is the question. I mean, he could have, but I think it just is a little more goofy and it's sillier, and he's not. Again, you don't want to say he's not as cool as Eddie Murphy is, but Eddie Murphy, again, I think is just able to just play more parts than a guy like Kevin Hart. But maybe there's a lovability factor with Kevin Hart where you're like, okay, I'll go back and watch it. Tyrese Haliburton transition, he's dunking on the Knicks, chat. He's putting the Pacers up 5. The Pacers fans are on their feet. The Fever on the bench are on their feet, chat. They panned to him earlier, coming out of one of the timeouts, and it's like, oh, there we go, chat. We got Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hall, Leah Boston just hanging out. Chalamet is gonna get in trouble if he's not watching the game, chat. It's like, what are the Chalamet interaction rules with celebrities? But he seems like he does a good job, chat. I mean, really, the only clips we get of Chalamet at these games is like him after the game, just hanging out of a van, like celebrating. You're never like, oh, Chalamet courtside talking to the Indiana Fever at the game. So, another, I guess, winning quality of our guy Chalamet. But, did Anunoby just get blocked on the three-pointer by Haliburton? That Tyrese Haliburton blocking three-pointers? What just happened, chat? Did Reggie Miller ever block a three-pointer in his career? Hey, yo, chat. I guess did Reggie Miller ever average 10 assists as well, too? Are we comparing Reggie Miller, Haliburton and Reggie Miller? I guess we are, chat. I guess we are. Both Pacers legends at this point taking their teams to the finals. Potentially. Would those be the two guys? Haliburton and Reggie Miller? Because, again, there is an ABA run that we don't want to disrespect for the Pacers as well, too. And I think they were good in the ABA. Because, I mean, they were one of the ABA teams that obviously made the jump over to the NBA as well, too. So I don't know if that was just like the NBA picked the finest of the ABA teams and made those franchises NBA teams. But, oh yeah, chat, 3 finals in 4 years. And they made 5 or 4 finals in 5 years, I guess. But won 3 of them in the next 4. And then, made another ABA finals a couple years after that. So in, how many ABA years here? 9 ABA seasons. They make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finals. Win 3 of them, chat. Basically divisional rounds every time. So 1 first round exit by the time the ABA is collapsing there, chat. So I guess how many games were they playing back in the day? This seemed, I guess the win percentage was decent here, a little bit better to start. So who were the lead? Was this Spencer Haywood? Am I crazy, chat? Who was the leader of these teams? Roger Brown. Oh, Mel Daniels? Mel Daniels is a name that sounds familiar. Roger Brown, chat. I don't remember Roger Brown leading anybody to NBA titles, but shout out. So, yeah, Mel Daniels, a stud for the Pacers in the ABA. Unfortunately, I guess was not able to, have a extended ABA run. Or I guess, extended NBA run after the ABA. But he did play 1 season, only 11 games, though. As well, too. Yeah, not really playing the ball. But all-time leader in defensive rebounding, chat? So is that just ABA, NBA, or both? Shout out Mel Daniels. Maybe that's why we know his name, because we've subconsciously seen it up there at all the rebounding. The all-time rebounding stats here. Let's go career rebounds per game and see. So NBA, ABA combo. Yeah, he's 6th all-time, chat, in the combined stats version of it. In the ABA, yeah, 2nd all-time in ABA rebounding per game behind Artis Gilmore. Artis Gilmore at 17 rebounds a game. Mel Daniels at 15. Caldwell Jones at 13. Swoon Nader at 13 again. And then George McGinnis at 12 would be the top 5. Shout out to Nate Thurman, Jerry Lucas, chat. I mean, the NBA very obviously stacked. Wilt, Bill Russell, Bob Pettit, Jerry Lucas, and Nate Thurman. Hey, yo, chat. That's a lineup right there. Put those 4 or 5 guys out there. I mean, Jerry Lucas, I feel like he could do a little creating for this team as well, too. I guess they didn't track assists, but yeah, he was a 4 assists a game as a center at the end of his career here. Versatile playmaker, 17, 15, and 3. Shout out to Jerry. Was he Cincinnati for college? Oh, no, Ohio State, chat. Was there a Lucas that played with Oscar Robinson, or was it a Jerry? Which of the names am I thinking of, chat? I thought it was I don't know. I thought it was one of those guys. Or maybe he was on the Olympic team with Oscar Robertson. Hey, yo, chat. Okay, quick Jerry Lucas detour. Are the Olympic teams listed on here? I feel like they might be. All-Star, All-League, MVP, Amateur. Oh, maybe not, chat. Most likely going to make the Hall of Fame, it looks like. Probably already way locked in for that. What year Olympic, chat would it have been? Okay, we're a long way from Naza 2, chat. Oh, the Devil Boy conquers the Dragon King. Hey, whoa, chat, the Devil Boy. That's kind of scary. What were we looking at? Chinese mythological creature. Yeah, Chinese mythological creatures. So, the Crown Prince, protection, is a protection deity in Taoism, Buddhism, and Chinese folk religion. Okay, so definitely a prominent Eastern culture character, chat. The first animated film in history to cross the 2 billion mark. Whoa. Also ranks as the highest grossing film of 2021. The 5th highest grossing film of all time, and the animated film with the most tickets sold. Whoa, chat. The Devil Boy moving tickets. What do you know? Who's the dragon the Dragon King? Can we get a live... I kind of want to see a live action version, chat. Hey, yo. Can we get Jackie Chan in a live action version of Naza 2, chat? The Devil Boy conquered. Maybe Jackie Chan is the Dragon King? Or is there like a mentor to the Dragon King? Is there a cast here, chat? Yeah, what's the cast? We got the child reincarnated of the demon orb, son of Li Jing and Lady Yin. Joseph Chow. Oh, so we got this one other character, Ao Bing, reincarnation of the Spirit Pearl. It's a 3-point game with 90 seconds left, chat. Okay, wait a second. What's going on here? We got a game 6, an elimination game. The demon spawn of the double orb, chat. Pascal Siakam. Hey, yo. Or Brunson. Brunson with the little fall away, chat. Oh, it is Siakam pushing the pace here. Okay. Quickly getting it up the court after the make. Zoom, chat. We're playing defense. Don't forget. The Knicks are locked in, though. Brunson pushing Nembhard off his spot. The physicality, chat. Nembhard. Oh, he gets open for 3. He doesn't take it. Siakam on the drive. Mitchell Robinson on the foul. So we got a minute left. So which part's Jackie Chan going to play, chat? And I guess, do I need to know more about their actual backgrounds? But just, we're trying to just cast people here. So we've got the mother who is the chiefest who governs Changting Pass with her husband, chat. So we've got another mother, a Taoist, who lives in Kunlun. And then as Master Zine Wengling, chat, leader of the Taoist Chen sect and the village of the film. Oh, so this is the husband leader of the village. And then, so here's the Dragon King, chat, of the East Sea. Then the Dragon Queen of the West Sea. Oh, so is that like a combined... Are they ruling together, chat, or did they have to split the seas in the divorce? What happened here? What's the history of the Dragon King and the Dragon Queen? It's like, okay, well, you get the West Sea and I get the East Sea. Hey, yo, chat. And then the leopard demon who ascended. Hey, yo, chat. So a lot of love for demon mythology out there. I don't know. But what do we got going on with the Dragon King here? What's the mythology? According to the legend, chat, a long time ago, King of Dragons was very happy to see that his queen had given birth to 4 dragons. Hey, yo, chat, a little Game of Thrones action here. Many years later, wait a second. Okay, another 2-point game. We were iconic, chat. Hopefully the second half is as good as the first here. We're not distracted by Dragon King mythology. But so he's got 4 baby dragons. Many years later, the 4 dragons grow up, okay, causing more and more mischievous pranks until the Dragon King was out of breath. Whoa. They literally ran him out of breath, chat. One day, the Dragon King came up with a way to summon all the dragon princes into the Crystal Palace. He said, "You have grown up, so you should all have your own side." Then he ordered the eldest prince to become king of the East China Sea, the second to become king of the South China Sea, the third to become king of the North China Sea, and the third prince king of the North China Sea. So yeah, King of the Dragons wanted to keep the little prince Ayo beside him. The little prince said, "I will be king of the West Sea." The king of dragons laughed and praised him, chat. Wait, so they laughed and praised him? Beyond the 9 provinces, the younger prince did not see the West Sea. When he came to the southern sea of the Quillian Mountain, he was exhausted. He cried sadly, "How can I be king of the mountain West Sea without the West Sea?" That is a problem, chat. If you want to be king of the mountain West Sea, you probably are going to need to locate where that West Sea is at. You're like, "Oh, I'm king of the mountain West Sea," but have you guys seen my West Sea? I misplaced my domain. Not necessarily something that you see happen. A lot of kings do, chat. Anyways, but okay, so we got a 4-point game going into halftime. Pacers up 4, chat. Hey, yo, I'm not against a Game 7 whatsoever by any means. Make no mistake. I mean, not only do we get a Game 7, we get one more game of NBA on TNT. But for Pacers, I mean, it would also be fun. I do like, again, like we said, we're a fiend for good basketball environments. So the Pacers advancing to the NBA championship game in this moment. So I guess we're locking again in the Pacers winning that Game 7 in Madison Square Garden. If they go to Madison Square Garden, it's like, well, now do we have to root for the Knicks to make the finals, for the Knicks fans to, like, have that environment? And then now all of a sudden we're rooting for the Pacers fans to be giving up that 3-1 lead? So I don't know, Chad. We can't root for that. That'd be a terrible thing in history. And again, we're not against the Knicks making the finals at this point, but the Pacers giving up this lead, we don't want them to be in this mark. I feel like, well, anytime you give up a 3-1 lead, it is one of those things. It's like you got to close out one of these games. But also, you watch the games and you go, yeah, winnable games here every time that the Knicks could very well get. It's not surprising that they in, again, the one-game scenarios, they just win a couple of those in a row. But, wait, what happened? Did he ever find the West Mountain Sea, Chad? When he climbed to the top of the Quillian Mountains and made a big storm, but it did not suffice. When the Jade Emperor saw this happen, he felt pity. Therefore, he sent Lord of Thunder, Mother of Lightning, and Earl of Wind, and Youth of Cloud, chat, to help the little prince. Ayo, called in first team all weather, chat. Ayo, what are we talking? Lightning, thunder, and storm help create Hazai with an area of more than 5,000 square kilometers and a depth of more than 20 meters, which became the West Sea. Since then, the little king has become the Dragon King of the West Sea. Ayo Run? Is his name actually Ayo Run, chat? We might take this as a rapper name, honestly, going forward. Ayo Run. Chat, the rapper name Ayo Run, King of the Dragon Sea? I mean, we're not claiming territory here. We're just, I guess, claiming the intellectual property of it. But his sons, Yulong, who is the stead of Tang Sang Zhang, and Ayo Mo Yang, and his daughter as well, too. So the generic name of the extinct genus dinosaur Aeron is actually a shortened masculine name of Ayo Run. Oh, okay, so there's a dinosaur named after this guy as well, too. I mean, would make sense that you have a dinosaur named in honor of the Dragon King, chat. Keeping it in theme there would make sense. So, interesting story, chat. I guess that's how the West Sea became to form. The Qinghai Lake, largest lake in China as well, too. Wow, chat, you never know. You never know how these things come to be. A prince called down a storm out of a mountain and formed a sea as well, too. Isn't there a lake in Canada that's like a lake inside of a lake, inside of a lake, inside of a lake? Or it's an island on a lake inside of an island on a lake. It's like 3 or 4 islands. Inception, chat. Kind of crazy. But I guess, okay, Siakam not off to a slow start whatsoever, chat. Siakam is the scorer so far, carrying him. And, we got some Jarris Walker minutes. We weren't paying attention. Jarris Walker, 1 for 1. Hey, yo, chat. So Jarris Walker is not, like, T.I. level when we just see a random movie playing. It's like, wait, is that T.I.? He's in this movie? Like, we're not like, oh, wait a second. Jarris Walker's checked into this game yet? But I think he's He's getting there, chat. We have some Jarris Walker stock. Where's Taylor Hendricks at? We get the Jazz in some of these games so our Taylor Hendricks stock can actually get a little, a little green in the Taylor Hendricks stock. But, yeah, chat, halftime. Pacers up 4. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back. Second half, game 6, right after this. All right, chat, we're back. Second half is about to fire up here, and I gotta say, I've just been, like we're saying, just really impressed, really happy with the Pascal Siakam turn of things for the series, because it's just fun that this series as well too. Like, I mean, I guess we were saying earlier that it's like Haliburton and sort of the role guys, but I guess wait a second, check the tapes. I think we did when we were saying that sort of single out Siakam as a number 2, and I just like the fact that he is emerging as that number 2, and that can potentially be a thing on his resume as well too. And I was trying to think, is he like a kind of a unique player in the league? Because he is a unique. I was thinking, like, is he a unique player for his size, as sort of the 4 position? But then with the way the league has changed as well too, like kind of not not really. Like, you think a guy like Tatum or guys like Durant, of course, are now more forward, more power forward focused than more so like small forward focused. Or even Tatum is, when he started his career, would have been more so like you would have classified him as more of a 3 kind of. But now he's and maybe he's gotten taller, a little stronger as well too, and that's definitely helped. But Siakam still kind of would compete with those guys from a range. So you go, okay, as a scoring 4, then like we're saying, he's sort of got it's more so just the uniqueness of his game is really what it is, just the mid-range type stuff. But with that 3-pointer locked in as well, I mean, anybody hitting that 3-pointer is going to look great. But with his 3-pointer just being even, because again, he doesn't need to be a guy that, I mean, he can take 10 threes in a game, I guess. But and I think he's had decent volume tonight. Here, let's check. Is he halfway to that at this point with 5? Yeah, see, he's only got 2. I was gonna say he can be a guy, and mainly getting to the free throw line as well too has definitely helped that out. But he can be a guy that more so just like, okay, he just needs to make a couple just to keep the defense honest, more so than being like an actual threat from 3-point. Like, he's not gonna, do we need Siakam to take 7, 8 threes in a game? What would be the highest in his career, chat? I mean, you would assume that, just thinking right off top, Indiana would be the team that'd be most likely to have that number. Yeah, he's only 3.2 for his entire career. So this season, at 4 a game, he was 39% basically for the entire season, chat. 50, 39, 20 a game, 6 rebounds as well too, chat. So let's go playoffs here. 53% from the field. 45% from 3 on the playoffs. We haven't done a full playoff check on Siakam yet, chat, but the numbers have gotten better. 15.1 field goal attempts to game to 15.2. So he's basically getting the same amount of volume, of course. But the efficiency going up like that, chat, is crazy. I wish there was a way on StatHead to look up the increase in just overall production in playoff to regular season numbers, but that is pretty crazy. I guess last year as well too, in their conference championship run, 21, and as the 3-point number being down a little bit is just like making the overall picture on the box score a little different. But he was 54% of the field as well too. I guess he was a little bit lower on the field goal percentage in the playoffs. Still, basically the same player again. But that's the 45 overall is a dramatic increase in the 3-point percentage. And has that been this series? Again, a number that high, you just assume, obviously, the entire time. Yeah, but he's been consistent, Chad. Basically, 5 a game has been his max. So, again, with 2 in this half here, is he going to take 2 more? He'll be in that 4 to 5 a game range perfect. Like, he kind of perfectly knows his game. So that's that. Again, with the modern 3-point range sort of developing, it's not him saying, oh, I need to take a bunch more threes. It's him being like, let me just make sure that element of the game is more efficient. And I'll be better there. And the threes that I do take will be more deadly. And, I guess this series alone hasn't even been his most consistent 3-point shooting series. I guess it has been more so reliant on the higher efficiency days as well too. Yeah, he's 46% for this series. So he's got the 75%er with the 3 for 4, the 3 for 5 in there as well too. So yeah, 0 for 1, it's kind of like a low key, not really feeling it. He doesn't need to get over his skis with that. So he's gotten basically 17 in every game except for the last one, chat. So, that one as well too in New York, like you were saying. Haliburton, the rest of the Knicks, he probably honestly was one of the best performers, if I remember correct. I guess outside of Mather. Matherin had 23 in this game. But yeah, Siakam's actually like, okay for this game. He's actually doing okay. The fact that Turner only took 3 shots in this game, it's like, makes him look good for this one as well. Same with Ben Shepherd, kind of. But, wait, so I guess McConnell taunting would have been in that loss as well. I guess that kind of, does that decrease the aura, chat? McConnell taunting the Knicks celebs? Maybe that's why Miles Teller's face is kind of like, okay, buddy. It's like, you're down by 20 right now. Hey, buddy, what's going on? But it was definitely an okay buddy face. Miles Turner was definitely thinking buddy. Hey, yo. When he was looking at TJ McConnell there. But, yeah, so Siakam, what was his total then for the series? Points per game. 24, chat. 24, so that's got to be right up. I guess Milwaukee this season might be his highest playoff percentage. I know we've looked at the Siakam numbers before, but, you know, again, with him moving into a prime portion of his career, there's just an interesting, you know, Siakam Hall of Fame, chat. I know we might even be a little more dramatic with the Hall of Fame stuff than the Hall of Fame is actually itself. 2.1%. Okay, so if he makes the finals, then is Jimmy Butler's had some All-NBAs though, because he's had finals but not actually won the finals at this point. Yeah, 5 All-NBAs is definitely Hall of Fame, chat. That is pretty much the threshold that we've seen. So I assume, yeah, 73. Okay, chat. Again, we're not doubting Jimmy Butler. He's going to make the Hall of Fame. I just wanted to see what the analytics for regular season numbers in the playoff stuff look like in the stats. So again, you know, he's had about half the regular season accolade-wise, where 2 All-NBAs, 3 All-Stars. But if he also is 20 a game super efficient, you know, maybe even continues as well too. Maybe he's 24 a game like this in the finals as well. And, you know, against the Thunder, it's going to be, of course, tough. Just everybody, the defense that they can provide. But maybe he kind of gets back into the mix as well too for that All-NBA conversation. We need to pull back up the 3rd-team All-NBA from this year, chat. It's got to be listed on the season page at this point. It's been at least a week or two since, at least 1 week since it's been released. Where is it at here? Yeah, All-NBA. So 3rd team this year, Cade, Haliburton, Harden, Towns, and Jalen Williams. So make no mistake, Harden, there will be an opening, next year for 3rd team All-NBA. We'll be taking applications for the James Harden spot in 3rd team All-NBA next year. He may have a great regular season as well too. We're not doubting that, but I imagine maybe voter fatigue. Oh, Neesmith just hit the side of the backboard, chat. I guess they are up 7, so slightly okay, but tough shot there. And same with Towns as well too, chat. Not to say that Towns isn't likely to have better regular season numbers again than Siakam and his regular season numbers. Here, let's go back and double check, chat. His efficiency this year continued to be really good, if I don't remember correctly. 52, 42, 24 a game, 24 and 12. And he was maybe even playing better than that as well, too, to start the season. I don't know if we go, like, pre-post All-Star splits for Towns here on the year. I don't know if that's the exact right way to break it up as well, too, for this. So, yeah, pre-All-Star, at least better from three-point anyways. 53% from the field, 43, almost 44% from three-point line. 25-ish points a game, 24-ish points a game, 13 rebounds. So, just a little smidge under. But I guess the overall plus-minus took a big hit as well, too, chat. Pre-All-Star game, he was plus 9.3, like major one of the best players in the league. It's like, I mean, I guess that's what we do here, chat. We just go down the rabbit hole, But let's see where that would have finished. Pause. For the league this year in general. 9.3 would have been way up there. So maybe, again, pre-All-Star game, everybody's stats could have been boosted a little bit. Giannis and Jokic could have been like, I mean, those guys are probably 11-ish anyways. But was that offense or was that just total? That does seem pretty crazy, chat. Let's see here. So 3.4. His number, he's probably going to be top 10 on the season anyways as well, too. Let's see here. Where did he finish, chat? Pause. 23. So he finished with a 3.6, I guess. The math, maybe I just, again, don't know math, chat. 23 games at plus 3.4. Oh, is this rating, chat? Not box plus minus. Offensive rating. Okay, wait a second. Per 100 possessions. Let's go here and see. plus minus rating. Oh no, wait a minute. So maybe they just had the plus minus listed next to the offensive rating, or there's just a hidden offensive defensive plus rating stat that we uncovered as well too. But here, let's go back and look. Yeah, 9.3 would have had him at 4th in the league, chat. Yeah, Jokic, Shea, Giannis, and then Towns. And then Luka at 6.7. So I don't know if that would have perfectly correlated to where it would have been at that point in the season. But again, similar production would have had him there. If I'm reading that correctly, chat. So home road plus 12.2 on the road. So yeah, it is his. Oh no, because his rating would be 14, chat. Difference. We can do math a little bit, I guess. And it would not be 121 to 112 is not plus 3.4 on the road. A little bit different than that. So yeah, that's got to be just his straight up box score plus minus. I guess in wins, chat, 19.8, but in losses, minus 14.2. AO for Towns. So again, his regular season numbers were a smidge better than Siakam. You can't necessarily see like, oh, okay, well, Siakam's going to be in the conference finals and have better numbers. I guess here, let's go for this series because Towns has had some good games in this series as well too, but I feel like the overall numbers could be really close for their production. And let's see for tonight as well too, what we've got for Towns. Yeah, 3 for 11, chat. Speaking of minus 14 in losses, ayo. And they're minus 12 right now. Third quarter getting out of hand to start. Ayo, chat. Ayo. But Towns for the season, or for the series, 51, 42, 81 shooting splits, 25 a game, 11 rebounds. Ayo, chat. You're going to look back, the numbers for the series honestly don't look that bad for the Knicks. Again, there's some performances earlier, but I guess it's more just the closer games where it's like the Knicks could have won this one than it is just like them getting totally dominated every single time. Pause. But Siakam, the lead scorer, 23 a game, 51, 40, yeah, so 46% from three. Just, I guess 7 for 15, a little lower on the volume, but like we're saying, that's kind of what you need from Siakam as well too. So pretty similar numbers. Towns, the rebounding and stuff. Siakam, 5 rebounds. Some of the defensive stuff is not like box score defensive numbers necessarily for him, but who knows? Maybe there's an extra level of respect that can be given to Siakam as well too. And I guess Jalen Williams, we can't doubt him to take a regular season step forward next year, chat, because the regular season stuff was not necessarily a big leap. Probably, again, efficiency-wise, maybe even a step back. Yeah, he was 50-40, 50-40-80 last year. More points per game, but 48, 36, 78 on the shooting splits. But the playoffs, at least, the last couple of games have been pretty decent for him. I guess the playoff numbers overall for J-Dub, chat, have not been too great. But the last series, of course, overall for the Thunder went pretty well, you would say. So Jalen Williams in that series, 49% from the field, 46% from three, 22 points a game. Yeah, Chad, that is a pretty great Jalen Williams series. Shea, 45, 31 points a game, though. 31% from three as well, too, was the first 31 that we said there. But, again, 31 and 5, or 31 5 rebounds, 8 assists a game for Shea as well too. So even, everybody's scoring in this one, but everybody taking a playmaker role as well too. So they are at 117 a game. The Knicks in this series I saw were at 117. So the Pacers are kind of playing with them right there as well too. Minnesota in their series 110. Edwards 47% from the field, 28% from three, 23 points a game. Julius Randle 48-47 splits, chat. 17 a game. That looks better on paper again than maybe that series sounded. Let's go back to the Randall game for game here. And remember, chat. Okay, so yeah, definitely big swings with our guy Randall in this one. Hey, yo. He had in the OKC season, he had a 28, a 6, a 24, a 5, and then a 24. But regardless, it's still more so looking toward Edwards for more elevated production as well, too. And not to say that you're not going to need Randall to elevate in the game-to-games to win a 7-game series or a longer series against a great team like OKC. But that is, at least again in the the full picture of the playoff things, at least a big improvement for Randall, where we were looking at his playoff numbers on the Knicks, being like, is this, do we just bench him? Is he a guy that just plays for 82 games regular? Like, what does the Randall season look like at this point? But I think, and I've been listening to Rosillo's pod, and Rosillo, shocker, chat, hot take. But I guess for what he was been saying recently, he's just signing everybody up for the mid-level exception right now in free agency, and I guess there's not a ton of money to go around these days. But I don't know, you can't imagine a team's gonna find a way to pay Julius Randle in the 30s. You imagine, again, 48% from they're gonna look at the box score like we just did and be like, oh yeah, he's good, sign him, lock him in. Former All-NBA guy as well too. So again, it's you start going, where is that? But as much, I will use San Antonio as an example. I don't think we're gonna have Randall as like a high target on the list, but you just start looking around. You go, okay, well, the trade doesn't materialize in any of the for any of the players that would be in the market in that type of way. You're still able to draft Dylan Harper, so it's still like, okay, Wembanyama, Steph Castle, Fox is still entering his prime years, and Harper, Wemby, Castle, Fox, like that's still a young duo to build around. But you're still going to have some cap space as well, too. So, is Randall the mystery fourth guy? It's like, okay, we take a 2. And I think maybe, has it become like a 1-and-1 player option deal for Randall? Like, I wouldn't even be against that, chat. I would not even be against. Again, it's like, what is the scenario? I'm not saying would I want Randall in the one-for-one. And it still is Randall and Dylan Harper. Like, it's not like, we're just missing. It's not like we're just replacing Randall with Giannis in terms of who can we get in the offseason. Is it. We're obviously giving up the number 2 pick for Giannis in that situation. So it is, would we rather have Dylan Harper and Randall or Giannis? And I still, we just Giannis, Chad. I mean, check the tapes on our Giannis history. Make no mistake, we would trade a lot of pieces to get Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's just what it is. But it's why we can't. It's why the Spurs haven't called us yet, Chad. They're like, okay, we can't call him until we trade for Giannis because he's going to be irrational in the Giannis trade debates. But that's obviously the reason, chat. But once we get Giannis, I mean, I guess we're just turning Do Not Disturb off at that point. But, yeah, so if Randall could be a short-term, bring in a veteran, again, you think even in, is Randall the veteran? You went on the roster. But I think, we bring back Chris Paul as well, too. Can we play Chris Paul and Randall together? Have they already been on a team together at one point? I don't even know. But yeah, that would be an interesting move. Same for Detroit. Any of those teams, it's like they miss out on the trade. Because again, it's not Giannis is for signing. Durant's a free agent. Like these guys are the trade piece has to materialize in the right way for all the teams to make sense. The rules have to line up. Just it's a different thing than just, we have the money and the cap space and the condo for you downtown. Like, again, there's more pieces involved. But Randall might actually, and with Randall, again, like the free agent market, I don't know, we start doing free agency corner here, but I know Turner, I think, might be in the free agency mix, and we looked at the restricted free agents as well, too. There's some interesting names in there, like, do we go Kuminga instead of Randall? Like, is Kuminga younger Julius Randall and maybe more, like, cheaper, more upside? Like, you'd have to, again, look at the rest of the list. But with what we've seen in the playoffs, again, I'm not told, because I guess what I was going to say as well, too, earlier. And a 3 from Nembhard in the corner, chat. 12-point game. Uh-oh. The Pacers are feeling the finals. Are they starting to... The fans are getting that extra cheer, chat. It's not just we're going to win the game. It's something's on the line. Haliburton. Larry Bird. I guess Siakam's not off the table as well, too, for Larry Bird Eastern Conference Final. We're starting to do who's the Eastern Conference Finals MVP corner. Is there a vote that we can have? Let's see here, chat. How many assists was Haliburton at again? He had I guess the thing is he did have that insane game. He had that game winner in game 1 and then that insane game where he was like 30, 15, 10, the no turnover game. Thomas Bryant? Was that a 3-pointer, chat? Is Thomas Bryant 2 for 2 from 3? Oh, no. Oh, he's 3 for 3. It is going to happen, chat. I don't even remember who he said. If Thomas Bryant gets a higher 3-point percentage than who, it doesn't matter. He's got a higher 3-point percentage than anybody in the game. He's the best shooter on the court. Ayo, but 3 for 3, chat. Thomas Bryant. Oh, man. Haliburton is like, I guess he's 8 assists as well, too, just casually. Bad game for Haliburton. casual little 8 and 8, a little single on the line for Haliburton, and the steals have been there as well too. He's mixed. I mean, Nembhard with 5 steals halfway through the third quarter. A menacing game for Nembhard, chat. Hey, yo. But what were we looking at here? Oh, we were looking at who's going to be the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Is it going to be Siakam? So, yeah, the assist number might be a little too high for Haliburton as well. And has he even had a turnover in this series? Does he have a turnover tonight yet? Oh, he's got 3 tonight. Ayo, Chad. Haliburton, he's washed. He's turning the ball over again. What's happening? Okay, he's got, oh, Chad, 6 turnovers in 5 games. Way worse than I thought. Oh, he's and the 6 rebounds. So, yeah, 21, 10, and 6 and 2.5 steals versus 23, 5, and 3. Okay, Chad, we were, given, I guess, again, the efficiency. Do you really value field goal percentage in Eastern Conference MVP voting? Who's voting for the Eastern Conference Finals MVP? I feel like that might be a perfect, let the REMINGTOM pod have a vote and just see if we're, test our abilities for All-NBA and the other ones. Is that like the G League for the major award voting is the voting crew for the conference finals MVPs? But yeah, Chet Siakam is on pace tonight to continue to have a great game. What were we saying before they started on this run, Chad? Some sort of, Randall. Hey, yo. Getting excited about Julius Randle. Pause. But, yeah, Randall would be an interesting addition, Chad. Again, not totally. That's where we're at with Julius Randle. Not totally against bringing him in. But with his. And we'll get to this point eventually, Chad. With what we were saying is I think he might even be less. You might be less relied on him offensively in San Antonio than he would be other. Like, again, maybe a perfect bridge the gap type of guy where if you sign him to a 2-year deal, it's like, okay, with Dylan Harper and Steph Castle, maybe just Julius Randle gets a little like, Wemby's like, okay, I'm the lead guy here. Is this my team? But maybe it's, and again, with De'Aaron Fox as well, too, you have a guy that can be potentially the third playmaker right away if Wemby and Fox, again, are cooking right away, if to start the season. And then, okay, Randall's the third guy on that team. Or, Castle continues to take a big step forward. Dylan Harper right away. It's like, okay, there's point guard stuff that's translating here, and he can set some stuff up offensively. Now Castle's doing the defense, and Fox is doing the scoring. And it's like, okay, Randall can be... And if the ball, I guess, is not in Randall's hands, it's kind of pause. It's like, what is his role on the team? Can he be sort of a off-ball side character type piece creator? But I do think that in San Antonio, I think we could actually, Mitch Johnson, I believe, Chad. I believe he's going to continue that Greg Popovich line of you bring a guy in and we'll make him work in the system. Ayo. Do we have to, did Mitch Johnson make Zach Collins play, up to the potential of Zach Collins? I don't know, Chad. But I feel like for us going forward, we could still be one of those teams where we're just going to maximize the ability and find the best uses of the players going forward. Again, a lot of faith in Mitch Johnson. Anunoby with a big corner 3 there. Cuts to 12. Again, halfway through the third quarter, it's a turning point where the game could get out of hand, but the Knicks still have a lot of time here to battle back if they settle down, Chad. A big veteran. Oh, big steal. Is that Bridges? Coast to coast. Lays it in. Cuts to 10. This would be a big boy moment here, Chad. Oh, Bryant, did he miss the fast break dunk? The transition lob wide open. I think he just got rim checked. Oh, Shaq and a fool. Lock it in. Towns on the other end. Timeout. Carlisle, you got to take one. A quick 6-0 run. Chalamet's up, chat. Chalamet, the sunglasses aren't going to disguise you. You're the only Knicks fan in the front row. Hey, yo, everybody's got the T-shirt on tonight, chat. Chalamet might put the T-shirt on at some point just to make it out safe. Hey, yo, chat. Is Chalamet that much a man of the people? Would he take off the Knicks? He doesn't even have Knicks attire on anymore, chat. I feel like I guess that's respect. That's respectful fandom move. That's what I would do if I guess that's what we do when we go down to Iowa games. And I guess a lot of times too when we're going down to Iowa games, we're not just watching Michigan when they're playing. So, I guess we're not always it's not like, okay, we're just going to wear the opposite team of Iowa just to root against them. Sometimes Iowa is the team that we want to win the game. But the neutral, like in the times they have played Michigan, it's more so it's like, okay, there's sort of a disguising with the yellow / maize that we can fit in here, where, if nobody asks, like, we don't get crazy cheering for Michigan like in bad, like I'm not necessarily, I guess in a home game chat, I guess I'd be a home fan, because again, I wouldn't overvalue our importance. At the end of the day, the players on the court is what matters the most. But momentum matters as well too. Fandom matters. So if we're at home, like, I'm not gonna necessarily be a bad fan. We need momentum to win this game. Even just a competitive fan. If it is a 0.5% advantage that you can get, we'll take we'll take every percentage point of the pie chart that we can get to get a win. But it actually maybe even more pro Chalamet now, chat. Less Knicks attire, Knicks colors, nice. Just make sure, hey, I'll look nice in the Knicks colors. Maybe, all black sometimes, just to stay as neutral as possible. That's a move. We'll go undercover, chat, just all black. But yeah, I will. Again, we need the Knicks Celebrity Row Instagram page for the fits. Oh, Brunson with the missed 3, chat. Oh, big offensive rebound by Anunoby. As well, too. Brunson, take it to the basket this time. You can't lose the handle. A couple of rough plays by Brunson. Towns draws the foul to slow it down. Bailed out by the refs. I guess we didn't actually see who the ref crew was to start the game. But Brunson, don't settle for rush shots there as well. So, Anunoby, pretty egregious foul. Definitely not giving Towns space for the and one is good. But strong take by Towns. Love to see it, chat. Getting this game back to manageable territory. I guess Turner... See, like, Turner is one of those guys where if we were doing the free agency debate of it, maybe his contract could be a little bit cheaper than Randall's, and maybe he is a guy that is a little more accustomed to being in an off-ball role, where his three-point shooting and floor spacing and, you think, like, is him and Wembanyama too many defenders that want to be outside of the perimeter. But I think Wembanyama on defense is going to be around the basket. And you just think, okay, the shot blocking of Turner and Wemby could be fun. And then, there is floor spacing potential between both those guys. Oh, Towns misses the second free throw, chat. Hey, yo, got to get every point here. But what was the line for this game, chat? Were the Knicks even favored? Oh, I guess we're at home, yeah, for the Pacers. So, yeah, Indiana -3.5 is, I think, pretty normal for this series. Maybe they were like 4.5 a little earlier, but of course, a little more momentum as well, too, earlier in the series. Oh, Knicks, another turnover. Offense to defense. Neesmith dunks it in. 80-71. They break the run there for the first time in a minute for the Knicks. So this is the veteran moment. Oh, the pressure again. Thomas Bryant is a menace tonight, chat. He almost just stole the ball off the inbound. I guess it is Mitchell Robinson. Maybe don't inbound to Mitchell Robinson. But, oh, McBride off the 3. Off the screen. Thomas Bryant on defense. He's going coast to coast. They foul him, chat. Thomas Bryant to the free throw line. Maybe we want Thomas Bryant in free agency over all these guys. But there would be an argument maybe where it's like, okay, is Turner the more coveted free agent because his role and his cost are going to be more in line with what these teams are pursuing in the offseason. But again, with just what Randall can provide from the upside ability of it, like, I think that was really what, again, he tapped into the play. Like, consistency, yes, still needs to be there for sure. I mean, anybody that's not winning the finals, like, were they playing, I guess, again, like guys like Giannis and Jokic, of course. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, there's probably a couple of games they played poorly where they were not able to make the finals run. But he did tap into some of the higher level stuff. And to be honest, again, that Warriors series, totally different series. The Warriors without Curry, just totally different team. But if, Randall, Minnesota Randall, if we're just giving him those stats that he had in the playoff series before this year, they might not win that series. Maybe Edwards just steps up to a different level and carries the team like he has to in that Warriors series. But Randall, now it's like, okay, at least he's won a team a playoff series. He's played well in different playoff games. Again, the Thunder are a good defense as well, too. So maybe him on a even more creative team. The Pacers defense has ramped up here, chat. I don't know what Carlisle said in the timeout, but they've swarmed. I don't even know if the Knicks have gotten the ball inside the three-point line in the last couple of possessions. The turnovers. Did Brunson dribble out of bounds, or was that a foul? I think maybe they called it off of Nembhard there. Are they going side out of bounds off the opposite side? Okay, McConnell in for Haliburton. 3:49 left in the third. But yeah, Chad, everybody's stepping up on defense as well. And Brunson with the back cut right away. Okay. McBride, the sidestep three. Oh! He buried it, but did they call a foul? I think Brunson got checked on the drive. So, oh yeah, McConnell got him in the face, chat. Hey, yo, whoa. But McBride actually, okay, maybe a little momentum hitting the sidestep three. Tough that it went after the buzzer. But that was everybody right there, chat. Creating turnovers, stepping up. And really, again, if we're being honest, in the matchup to the Thunder, and not say that you know, you have to play like the Thunder to be in a finals run this year, but maybe it's just, again, a modern basketball. Maybe the Thunder and the Pacers are just playing like great teams play, two-way basketball. But again, that two-way basketball, but more so the fast break switching offense to defense ability, where maybe it is a little bit more of what the Thunder do, or maybe they're just, again, better at it as well, too. They're the best in the league at it. Oh, McConnell buries the three. 14-point lead. But the Pacers, like we're saying, in this quarter, can tap into those levels of pressure and turnovers and creating shots off of the defensive opportunities. And then their spacing and their shot creating from the rest of the guys, like we're saying. You know, Thomas Bryant, chat, is now all of a sudden just an elite three-point shooter. And Brunson, the three-point, or, hey, yo, chat, the layup spins out on Brunson. Siakam. Oh, no shots for Siakam there. Siakam, get to 30 again. Let's see us, because, I mean, Haliburton's going to win that Finals MVP. So let's get Siakam an Eastern Conference Finals MVP. There we go, Chet, the little fadeaway. 17 a game. Maybe this game is Haliburton a double-double yet. He's still at 8 and 8. Okay. He somehow hasn't gotten an assist yet in the last time we checked the stats. I guess maybe we just checked him more recently than we thought. But Siakam now, 26 points, got that other bucket. And Josh Hart, did he even get the basket on there? Maybe it's a good thing we looked away. We don't want to see our guy airball a shot. Tough, chat. Siakam spinning, driving, creating. Oh, back to Siakam. They're throwing the double at him, chat. The double. Oh, he's creating. Oh, chat, the ball movement. The Pacers are locked in. Shepard not able to cap off the possession with a three. Great recovery by the Knicks all the way around. But McConnell just throwing it behind his head out to three, chat. A potential highlight assist. Off the table by Shepard. But again, great recovery by New York all the way around. But Siakam creating out of the double there, Chad. Just great stuff. All the way by the Pacers. On that possession that didn't even result in a score. But some great, especially, you know, non-Haliburton pieces. I mean, you know, again, they are up 15. So they have been doing some stuff right here in this quarter outside of that one miss. But also one of the better Knicks defensive possessions as well, too, chat. Uh-oh. Brunson goes to the bench, down 15. Yikes, chat. I guess Thibodeau finally deciding to give his guys breaks, but, oh, man. You feel like this game is... And with Haliburton out of the game as well, too, but do you have Towns in the game? Has he got Brunson and Towns out of the game, down 15? Hey, yo, chat. So we've got McBride, Robinson, Anunoby, Hart, and... who's the other guy we didn't mention, chat? Is DeLon Wright out there? Bridges out there? Who do we not mention? Anunoby, Hart, McBride. Yeah, DeLon Wright and Mitchell Robinson, chat. So Siakam is definitely the best player on the court right now. Does not able to get that little mid-range to go. But Thomas Bryant flies in for the offensive rebound. Oh, chat. Game swinging plays all over the place. McConnell takes it to the basket. He's got an opening. The Knicks defense is there, chat. They're rotating. Thomas Bryant's first missed three of the game. Maybe his first one not totally wide open from the corner as well, too. McBride drives. McBride swatted by Bryant. Thomas Bryant, chat. He's got to be on a one-year deal. Is Indiana smart enough to be like, okay, multiple years for Thomas Bryant? We've always been pro Thomas Bryant on this pod. Sam might call in, chat. Thomas Bryant is out here changing the game. Are the Spurs going to get Thomas Bryant next year, chat? Hey, yo, how many picks Can we get him in the 3-teamer with Giannis? Okay, he's a free agent, chat. $2 million. Thomas Bryant. Okay, Russillo, give him the mid-level. I think Thomas Bryant's earning it. Hey, yo. 13-point game. McBride at the free throw line. The Knicks just haven't quite stormed back in this one, chat. Indiana at home. I think this home crowd, they're just too good. The momentum has been there all night for them when they've needed it. Mitchell Robinson subs out of the game. So now Brunson, Bridges, Towns. Okay, Towns is in the game now. But you know, your 3 most impactful Knicks on the bench. You're losing the series. Tibbs is like, okay, we've done enough. I've tried. I've done all I can. Neesmith with 4 fouls. Okay, Jarris Walker is in the game now, chat. We're paying attention. Walker, Ben Shepherd, and McConnell, and Thomas Bryant. So if you're Thibodeau, I mean, you're thinking, okay, I should be able to get away with these guys off the court. There we go. Hart with the steal. McBride in the corner for 3. You got to make that. There we go. Miles McBride. I mean, it's not even him being of elevated importance. He's just been a good player in moments for him as well, too. He's been, you know, locking in that 6-man role with consistency, chat. Another one, you know, is he borderline 6-man? But I feel like he was almost, you know, trade him to another team and give him the starting job type conversation for a while there on the bench. Yeah, he hasn't played more than 25 minutes a game, and his minutes, of course, have gone down as well, too. In the last couple, 9 games, 9 points a game in the playoffs this year. He's only 38% from the field so far. So, yeah, hasn't been necessarily a great playoffs for McBride, but they need him here, chat. Oh, big 3. Who was that? Obi Toppin. Out for revenge, chat. Trying to put the dagger in his old team. Hart for the layup. No good, but a 15-point lead now for the Pacers. Josh Hart not getting up off the ground. Are we going to get Precious Achiuwa subbed in here, chat? Tom Thibodeau might as well just head to the tunnel now. Just go ahead and start the vacation. Start getting get the estate in order, chat. Get a head start. It's not looking good. Carlisle, not the case for Carlisle. Van Gundy back to the Knicks. We'll just do this summer. We'll do a Van Gundy landing spot draft, chat. Where do we want to see Jeff Van Gundy be a head coach at? Okay, are we in the main event now for UFC? We gotta be, chat. I think we are. We are in the corners right now. I don't know if this is a doctor stoppage. Something with the tapes. Not a doctor stoppage, but just like a technical timeout. Taping up something on the glove again. Didn't see any. Yeah, the other fighter not in the corner. So here we go. We're back again, chat. Yeah, I'm not familiar with these other. Oh, round 3? No, this is not the main event. These aren't the names. Here, what's the names, chat? Who do we've got in the main event tonight? Can we get the UFC scorecard here? Here we go. Vera. Yeah, oh, okay, the next fight, maybe? Oh, do we have a couple to go still? Okay, maybe we were in the prelims there. I thought maybe we would have had to switch over at some point, chat. Yeah, let's see if we can we tap in here? Fight Center? Where's Fight Center at, chat? A Brazilian versus an American? Uh-oh, chat. We don't want to get controversial on the pod, but that would be a tough one to pick which side you're rooting for there. So we still got, Gamrot versus Klein. Goff versus Briamage. Jacoby versus Lopez as well, too. So those 3. And then Blanchfield versus Barber. So I guess is it Joff, then Gamrot, then Blanchfield? The next 3? Okay, let's go, chat. Let's go. We got a couple of fights. I was like, wait a second. Is the fight card winding down now? But this is an even one, though, in the pre-fight odds. Minus 175 to minus 140. At least a little bit. Anyways, with Chason being the favorite. And what do we got for tonight? We say, yeah, minus 265 for Blanchfield. Minus 150 for Gamrot. Minus 450 for Goff, chat. Oh, and we forgot about Jacoby and Lopez as well, too. Minus 190 for Jacoby. Just, I guess, Americans versus Brazilians, chat. This is American versus Brazilian corner. Back-to-back fights. Hey, yo. And then a Poland versus Slovakia. Then U.S. versus U.S., I guess, in a little bit. Okay, chat. We're still keeping an eye. Make no mistake. Still having a good time. And it does seem like a decent baseball night as well, too. I don't know if we need to check it on playoff hockey. When is the World Cup? Hey, yo, chat. Stanley Cup. Is this Stanley Cup, Panthers, Oilers, or is this still... Oh, because wait a second. Were the Oilers playing? The Oilers were playing the Stars, right? So, yeah, win a Stanley Cup Finals. 6-4? Are we going to be live? So, Wednesday? Are we going to have to do a special What's Going On live stream for the Stanley Cup Finals? We don't even follow hockey, chat, but Stanley Cup Finals, just the idea of that, of course. You know, championship on the line. That gets you excited. 47-31-4 versus 48-29-5. So I know we had the standings pulled up a couple of live streams ago, but are those two of... Is this kind of like a 3-4 seed-ish type matchup in the finals? Or is that actually... I guess 48 wins could be like, 2 or 3 seed in the NBA. Because I think they do play the 82-game schedule as well, too. So, at least for Game 1, the Oilers are favored. I don't know if that's for the series. It does look like it's pretty close, though. Minus 125 on the money line for the Oilers, plus 105 for the Panthers, chat. Maybe we'll just have it on. We'll just have it on in the background Wednesday night for us, and then we'll take notes and see what's going on. Maybe when the finals is live Thursday, the 5th, I think. Yeah, because Tuesday would be Monday. Yeah, because if Monday's a Game 7, they would. Yeah, so Thursday would be, I guess, if a Game 7 with the Pacers up 15 points going into the fourth quarter here, chatting with the way they're playing. It does not look like there will be a Game 7 on Monday. But, so yeah, Stanley Cup Finals Wednesday. NBA Finals Thursday, chat. Hey, yo, the sports calendar. And the WNBA as well, too. I guess there was only one WNBA game tonight as well. I didn't know if you were going to get some, Saturday day games. Charlotte versus... Or Charlotte. Hey, yo, chat. Who's in Charlotte? Does Charlotte need a WNBA team? Where are they at on the list for expansion? Sky versus the Wings, chat. 1-4 versus 1-5. Angel Reese versus Paige Beckers. And Arike Gumbawale as well, too. Shout out. Angel Reese, 3 for 12. Okay, we'll just zoom in and now look at that. 10 points, 9 rebounds, though. Hey, yo. Paige Beckers, I guess not on the court. Agumbawale with 12. Carrington with 16. The Sky are up by 83, though. So, I was going to say, Angel Reese, impactful, -3 on the box score. Some of the bench players, chat. Onwire, Elizabeth Williams, of course, a veteran player. Rebecca Allen as well, too. I mean, would make sense. Haley Van Lith, 0 for 2, but +8 in 10 minutes. So, who knows, those 10 minutes as well, too, just in the space of the game. Not to disrespect those 10 minutes, but let's see here. Oh, no Beckers tonight? Is Beckers hurt, chat? The WNBA, they've lost Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers. Hey, yo, tough times. Tough times. What do we got? Okay, maybe just load management. Hey, yo, pause. Who knows? Does not say any... Or maybe Basketball Reference canceled. They don't have the injury updates for the WNBA. Let's see here, chat. Can Google help us out a little bit? And see what... Oh, concussion protocol. Okay, yeah, chat. So not necessarily like a... again, an injury, but a different timeline for that than, other types of recovery. So maybe just being listed before the game as well, too. Maybe Basketball Reference hasn't got a chance to update that. Okay, Basketball Reference uncanceled. We'll give you a chance tomorrow to update and see what's going on. But, yeah, chat, Nalissa Smith, 19, and Carrington as well, too, like we're saying, taking on some of the scoring. I don't know if this game is... Do we check Tubi real quick, chat? Sorry, Fight Night. I guess like we said, we still have a while on the Fight Night. So 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Even if we switch over, if this game is on Tubi. It's not like... I guess overtime, maybe? Couple overtimes? How many overtimes would we have to hit before this game outlasts the Fight Night? And I don't know. It would say probably Ion or something if it was streaming on Tubi, because I think that is the channel that we're going for here, chat. But we gotta do our due diligence anyways. And, we don't want to get too distracted. We'll start scanning through Tubi. Oh, Too Fast, Too Furious. The Fast and Furious franchise. It says, what is recommended for you? Fast and Furious 1, 2, 3, 4. Denzel, Jason Statham. Okay, Chad. Tubi. Definitely a top-notch algorithm at this point. Locked in. But we're here. WNBA Live TV. Let's go, Chad. Let's see what we got. I don't know if it's going right now. We're just going to end up watching UFC reruns on the UFC channel. What UFC is this? Blanchfield versus Zachary Reed. Also a former Blanchfield fight as well, too, I guess. Shout out. Again, the fighter favorite in the main card here in a little bit. Pac-12 Insider Basketball. No. Yeah, I don't think this game is available, chat. Okay, shout out. Back to the fight card. So, less than 3 minutes left. Are we in a timeout? Angel Reese, time? Oh, 4 for 13. Wait, was she 3 for 13 or was she already 4 for 13? Did she make a shot? Was she 3 for 12? Angel Reese, fourth quarter. 3 minutes, turned around, clutch time. I guess Ariel Atkins as well, too. 21 points. Shout out. Ariel Atkins, that's a new name, chat. Let's see here. Okay, 2018 to 2025. A veteran player. We should... Two-time All-Star. We should do our due diligence. Double-digit score every year. Kind of in Washington the last couple of years. So NBA, obviously, you know, that's not a good sign. But with Del Don, maybe in the Mystic, maybe some playoff success. Yeah, won a ring in 19. I was going to say, was that ring maybe like 2017 just beforehand? But no, 2019. She was there for the ring. Wait, where's this fight card at, chat? Or we could watch their college softball coverage. Hey, yo, chat. They've got some kind of red zone. It's called Squeeze Play, which is a little, hey, yo. But, you know, 19 minutes, 20 minutes a game on that title winning team. And then I guess only a couple of playoff games, yeah, since then, chat. Unfortunately, the Mystic have, I guess, not been able to put together the runs. With her ascending as the all-star level, but not her ascending, but you get what we're saying. The career alignment and then their team alignment have not necessarily panned out. But this year, 45% from the field, 42% from three. Definitely her best three-point percentage so far, 3.8. You know, a little scale back of the volume, but I guess some of the minutes and shot attempts are down as well, too. And just a great defender, it looks like, to start the career as well. All-star ability for, you know, chat, like a 3-and-D wing, I guess, for the WNBA, or listed as a guard, not necessarily a forward. But 5-time all-defense, 2-time all-star, all-rookie, putting up 21 tonight. Wait, what's the point per game here for her? 13.2 on the season, 21 in the last game, 17 in the last game, 21 in the game before that. So they already played Dallas a couple days ago, and she put up like 17, and they won that game 97-92. So back-to-back winning the series versus Dallas, chat. But, you know, now we're at a little bit of a scoring run here for Ariel Atkins. Best run of her career. Ariel Atkins entering the peak of her powers. All-star, All-NBA appearance, the first All-WNBA for Ariel Atkins. I guess 2 All-Stars, like we said before. So there's not a first-team All-Star, second-team All-Star. But maybe All-Star starter type. Let's see here, chat. Where would she have been in the mix? So Team Wilson, were they doing draft style back in the day? Oh, and they had a 4-point line as well, too. Jonquil Jones, 2 for 3. Parker, 1 for 1. Oh, wait a second. 2022. I think I remember maybe watching this as well, too. Something about Candace Parker taking a 4-point shot, chat. Hey, yo. Whoa. That seems familiar. But, hey, whoa, pause. But Jonquil Jones, 29 in that game. Jewel Lloyd, 21. So let's see here. Starters: Jones, Stewart, Sue Bird, Neko Gumake, Jackie Young, Kelsey Plum, Sabrina Ionescu, Candace Parker, Asia Wilson, Sylvia Fowles, chat. So where is she at here in the All-Star game for 2022? Maybe was there like an injury replacement scenario as well, too? It doesn't say. I don't know. Didn't check into the game, chat. Hey, yo. Oh, wait a second. I guess we can go the year before that to check out as well, too. Becky Hammon versus James Wade. Okay, year before that. Yeah, year before that. Here we go. She's on the box score. 2 for 4, 6 points in the All-Star game. 14 minutes as well. Starters again, you know, Stewart, Bird, Asia Wilson, Jewel Lloyd, Brittany Griner, Jonquil Jones again, Ogunbowale, Dewana Bonner, All-Star starter, chat. Ogunbowale, 26 in the All-Star game. Candace Parker, 5 points. Ayo. And then Courtney Vandersloot, 0 for 3 in the All-Star game, chat. Courtney Williams, 7 for 8 back in the day, though. So Knicks down by 11. Okay, we'll tune in a little bit. Fourth quarter here, chat. Ayo. Landry Shamet with the dribble handoff from OG Anunoby. He's going all the way around the baseline, chat. DeLon right in the corner for 3. Yikes. 3-point shooting hasn't been there as of late, chat. I don't know if DeLon Wright's the one in the corner anyways that's in your game plan for. But McConnell drives, kicks back out. Here we go. Siakam working on DeLon Wright. They have been throwing more doubles at Siakam, and I will say, again, he's definitely made some good plays, but it's, he's not Jokic creating out of these doubles. So that's, a little bit of the, next unlocking, keeping sure that Siakam is, like we're saying, ascending, in his 30s. But still, guys can ascend at any point in their career. Ascending the way that he is. Because even for this, the Thunder are probably going to have these moments as well. I mean, I guess for the Thunder, you could say that they have the ability to, the defenders' one-on-one's ability. Maybe they don't have to double in the same way the Knicks do, but the Knicks also have great one-on-one defenders. Well, do you think guys like Anunoby and stuff are going to be on Siakam? But I guess he has been getting switched on to, they doubled him with McBride, they doubled him with DeLon Wright. So either way, doubling him, not letting him take advantage of those one-on-one mismatch shows you what level he's been playing at anyways. But, even you get Dort on him, of course, in the conference. If Caruso could hold up against Jokic, then, Siakam going to give him trouble. DeLon Wright, back-to-back missed threes. Okay, Thibodeau, make a sub. I know you need the defense. You need the energy. But you also need some ball movement. You need to make sure you get the guy. And you need guys that are unafraid. DeLon Wright, definitely unafraid. Oh, what a dime for McConnell as well, too, on that last pass. We weren't even paying attention, chat. Just an absolute full court, drop it in the bucket to Obi Toppin. Crazy stuff, chat. The Colts are going to be signing McConnell. Hey, yo. Are we going to be doing a little trade, chat? McConnell for Anthony Richardson? Whoa. Whoa. How tall is McConnell? Because the NBA guys are... McConnell's a 6-footer, right, chat? Hey, whoa. Whoa. TJ McConnell? Is he 5'10"? 6'1"? I know Anthony Richardson, of course, Combine All-Star. What do we got? 6'5" Adonis, Anthony Richardson. But McConnell is his completion. I know Haliburton, they were... That game where we talk about that 30-point, 15-10, no turnover game. Somebody posted his stats as like an NFL game, which they said he had like one of the third best quarter rating of all time. And they did say he threw 77 passes in that game, which is a little more college-y than it is NFL. But, so maybe they need to put him in the college stat comparison to see where that ranked. Maybe even the best college game of all time. Who knows? McConnell open for 3. Hey, yo. And he doesn't have to take as many threes on the Colts as well, too. So maybe that even helps his game. Just passes for TJ McConnell. But, Richardson might even be able to help the Pacers out as well, too. Like we're saying, his size, chat, hey, yo. 6'6", 6'5". The little forward guard sort of. And, he's got the athleticism, the switchability. Speaking of Lou Dort, could Anthony Richardson be like a Lou Dort type character for the Pacers, chat? I think it might work, honestly. I honestly think they might have to throw in a pick. I don't know how they throw in a pick. How do we get the Pacers' first-round pick to the Colts? In that, what guy are we drafting this year? What pick would the Pacers... is Danny Wolf a guy that can play in the NFL, chat? I don't know. And that'd be a weird thing to be like, okay, well, I thought I was going to the NBA, but the Pacers traded their first-round pick for Anthony Richardson, so I have to go to the Colts. But... the Pacers have the 23rd pick. They're the one team in the league with their own first-round pick in the back half of the draft, chat. Hey, yo, them and the Magic at 16. And they're also, I was seeing a stat of, the most cost-effective teams in the league. It was the luxury cap bill, the luxury tax bill the last decade or half decade or whatever. And the Pacers have not paid $1 in the luxury tax, but... again, I had a pretty successful team here. Again, made a couple finals teams. And, you have to get lucky with some of the younger talent, and you have some cost-effective guys as well, too. It's not very, the direct comparison was against the Warriors, who had the most successful or most expensive playoff team in that run. It also, whatever span of time, again, I guess it did include the Warriors' 4 titles. So I guess it was the last 10 years. It's like, okay, well, the Warriors have definitely, their team is worth it, and the amount of money that they generated as well, too. There's a reason that the Pacers maybe are being a little more cost-effective, their market versus the Warriors market. They don't necessarily have the tech capital of the world just sitting in the entire lower bowl, I guess, of the arena at this point for Indiana. Who knows, chat? Maybe Indianapolis is on the rise. But, yeah, which of these guys? Yeah, Walter Clayton Jr. is going to be like, wait a second, I'm playing receiver for the Colts now? What happened? Cam Jones? Janai Broom, the tight end? His vertical leap at the combine. He might not necessarily be a NBA guy or NFL guy. Sion James could be maybe an NFL guy. I don't know the speed and stuff as well, too, like we were saying. But, if we're drafting for the NFL, it doesn't necessarily need to be a first-round NBA talent in this case. But 14 points, 8 minutes left, chat. It's looking like the end. It's looking like we're not even on the game. Sky versus Wings. Okay, Angel Reese is going to... Can we get to the double-double? Angel Reese missed one more shot. Missed one more shot. 3 steals, though. Shout out again. The defense. Oh, wait a second. What was Cardoso doing in this game, chat? I didn't see a stat line that jumped out a ton. We did check all the other higher scoring performances anyways when we went through those numbers, but and not even on the court the last couple of minutes, different spot of the game. But let's see here, chat. Can we get a load going? There we go. Whoa. Pause. IT, take that out. That's crazy. Cardoso, 4 points, 1 for 5 from the field, 5 rebounds. Okay, chat. It happens. Happens to the best of them. We still believe in the core. Haliburton off the screen. The floater. Oh! There's the 100, chat. And there's still another bucket here that they're going to get. An Obi Toppin layup. That hasn't even happened on the Sling TV yet. 30 seconds behind. Oh, quick make by the Knicks. The Pacers pushing the ball right up the court. Toppin, yes, chat. There it is. Right up off the made bucket. The Knicks have definitely... the Pacers have been pushing the pace, but it's been working. They were pushing the pace, again, off of the defensive stuff, but still pushing it up the court as well, too, off of the makes has been tough for the Knicks to keep up with the times. Offensive foul turnover. Miles Bridges. Oh, chat. Here it goes. 7 minutes left. We have to start doing off-season talk. What do the Knicks do, chat? Is this a run-it-back team? This team... Hey, yo! This does feel a little Cavs-ish with... Okay, I get that maybe this talent still, it's like... Is there a recipe where this talent together is a finals team? But the individual players, you still have faith in. You obviously believe that Brunson can be a lead guy. I think Towns making a couple different conference finals runs in different conferences, different teams, different situations is beneficial for his career. And his numbers, again, have been pretty good in this final. Like, he has been a valuable player for him, of course, as their second guy. Hart, I think the main piece of it is really, I think, are the role guys the best version of the role guys? And, Towns as well, too, is interesting. I guess chat. It is what it is. We can't help ourselves. We just have to go to the trade machine. We have to process everything in the offseason through the trade machine. So 3 years left, I guess, the SPO track as well, too, chat. Offseason MVP tabs. So let's see here. Karl Towns. So is that 3 years after this season, I think? So next season would be the first, and then 2 more after that. Yeah, so this season 49, then 53, 57, $61 million player option in 27-28. So 3 years, $53 million this next year on the contract. So at $29 million, like we're saying, like Towns, like Randall, for what their values are and for what their upside is, I'm still not against bringing them into teams. Is that another, is that a trade guy for the Spurs? I don't know. We're not giving up. I'm probably not giving up the number 2 pick to bring in Towns. So what are the Knicks getting at that point? It would be a diversifying of the roster. But I guess that becomes the question, chat. How do you want to build? Is the team Brunson and Towns is the top 2 duo proving? Did they prove that they can be the 1-2 duo? And you want to change up what the role guys look like around that? Or is it we need to continue to maybe quote unquote in a depth sort of way, add a couple of players that maybe make a little bit more sense? Again, not to say that there is sense to be made. And maybe, again, a coach as well too, a different look is what this team needs, a different style to help get all these pieces to fit together. Maybe it's not, again, the perfect start to it's not the perfect total roster. It's a really good top 5 that you can throw out there, but some of the lineup stuff is different. And, Towns as well, too, defensively is, like we're saying, the reason that he might be an interesting sort of switch-up spot is because if you're thinking the lineups are, like we're saying, Brunson, Anunoby, Bridges, and then, they were playing with that 5th spot, of course, with Hart and Mitchell Robinson. So maybe, do you consolidate and even go for just a more solid top 5 AO? But if those are your 4, let's say Hart as well, too, as just like I guess maybe as ideally, do you play Hart with the modern NBA and then Towns is your 5? Like, what Towns can sort of, what Towns' skill set is defensively does make it interesting in building a lineup in having him at that 5 position. Because I guess, like we're saying, Anunoby maybe can be not even maybe, he can obviously be a defensive menace, but I don't know if he's a defensive guy around the basket the same type of way. I think he's more of a perimeter, stop the drive type of guy. So if you have Towns as your lead big man on the court, then you're probably going to have those defensive, of course, question marks around the basket as well. So that's just going to be a whole part of the game. That's like, if we're playing our best lineups, there's just we're going to have to be playing way better in these other ways to make up for this thing that might be this is the weakness in the Death Star, I guess, Chad, if the Knicks are a Death Star level lineup. Haliburton has gotten to 18, Chad. He's been cooking, so unfortunately any last hope of Siakam getting the old Larry Bird trophy for the trophy case is not going to happen. It looks like it will be propped up nicely in the old Haliburton household over there. But yeah, Towns would be a great, it would be an interesting, of course, moment in his career where it's like, okay, this little stretch here where Towns went to 3 teams in 3 years, but maybe that's just, again, with the modern NBA, the player movement is just emphasized for everywhere. It feels like the teams are obviously more likely to trade a player, and the player is more likely to want to leave. Nembhard with the 3, 113-94, chat. A 20-point lead. The Pacers are going to the NBA Finals. Shout out. Pacers Thunder. It's actually going to happen. They're going to close the game on the home court. So, sorry, Knicks fans. It is what it is. But the 3-point deficit at that point anyways, it was already your fault. So, making that level of historical play is not impossible, but it's tough. And just to have the Pacers stay on top and win the finals is at that point fine. But Towns and the Hornets, chat. I don't know why this, do we need Towns back on a team where he can just get some stats? Like, hey, yo, like, Mark Williams is good, chat. And, what were the Lakers giving up for him? They were giving up a first-round pick. They weren't giving up Reeves in that deal. They didn't have to give up Reeves to get Luka Doncic. So I don't think the player talent was a ton. Like, as Towns is obviously a better player at this point than Mark Williams. And Mark Williams to Mitchell Robinson, is that, in terms of options, like, does that give you more options, or does that just give you another of the same type of player? But maybe it lets you say, okay, well, Mitchell Robinson has a $12 million expiring. Maybe we package him somewhere else. So maybe we just remake this team, chat, in full. So you go, Miles Bridges and Mark Williams gets you to 53-31. The Hornets do have $14 million in cap space, so they would be a little bit short of doing this trade, chat. A Koji at 7.7 on the expiring, or does it have to be like Saloon, the top 6 draft pick from this year? I guess Diabate, we've thrown him in a couple of trades before, if you want another sort of big man option as well too. Maybe it's Grant Williams, chat. The veteran Grant Williams on the Knicks? Oh, man. Maybe it's Josh Green. Hey, yo. Let's go Josh Green. Because you got Anunoby and Bridges in the front court. So I know you got McBride in the back court. But maybe Josh Green in the DeLon Wright minutes. You could definitely see that. So this is about $9 million off from cap. About a $9 million more for the Hornets. So I think this would... Oh, wait a second. It's updating the trades as it goes. So wait, let's go back and see if this works. I think this might work. Success. Yes, chat. So the Knicks are way worse doing this trade. Hey, yo. So this is more of a long-term deal. And I guess this is more like, okay, if we elevate if we get more depth in this team, are Bridges and Anunoby going to elevate because they're opened up in a little bit different way offensively to create without Towns' shots in the mix. Again, not to say Towns' shots are bad, obviously. We're pro Towns here, but just in making this type of move, it would be a bet on some of those other guys as well too. So maybe future picks, you have to throw 33 in here. They do have 33 and 34. So if you're the Hornets, you say, why do this move? We would have LaMelo, Towns, Brandon Miller, Saloon as well too. You're giving up you're definitely giving up some decent, great young role players as well too. Like, we think Josh Green can be an impactful guy in a team. Bridges has still been able to put up good stats over the last couple of years. Mark Williams, of course, like we're saying, is a coveted young center outside of some of the physical stuff. But those aren't necessarily are those building block pieces going forward. Like, you're still keeping all of your franchise building block pieces. I still think you could probably keep your number 4 pick in the draft this year. So you would have, I guess, the number 4 pick. So you'd have, maybe Ace Bailey, chat. There's some Edgecombe love between Russillo and Simmons seem to be Edgecombe guys. Pause. Chat. Pause that. But, if they're like Edgecombe, either way, like it's kind of a wing type player between even VJ is kind of like a little VJ Edgecombe is a crazy name, Chad. That might be an all-timer. But Ace Bailey, Jemiah Fears, Trey Johnson, does Con Knuppel break into this tier? We'll watch up some tape on some of these guys as well too. But any of those wing, so you're gonna get another wing in there. So you'd have Towns, LaMelo, Miller, Saloon, and then, like we're saying, the number 4 overall pick. So it's not bad, Chad. It's not bad. Do you want to start giving up the future first? Future first via, you have the 27 Dallas first, protected 1 and 2. Chat, that's a great pick. 27. So that's not this upcoming draft. That'd be the draft after. So Cooper Flagg after his second season. But, if anything's going to happen with the Cooper Flagg Davis core, it might be this year. In a Cooper Flagg rookie season would be a weird alignment for that. So maybe that next 27 season for Dallas would be a real teetering season of like the Cooper Flagg, building the franchise around him as a young guy versus keeping some of these veterans that they have on the roster already. But they have their own first in 27. They have Miami's lottery protected 27 pick, and that Dallas 1 to 2 protect. So even if Dallas is bad, like we're saying, are they going to be the 1 to 2 pick bad? Are they going to get the number 1 pick again with Cooper Flagg 2 years later? Maybe if Nico Harrison trades Cooper Flagg at that point. So in 27, they're stacked, chat. Hey, so they start clearing some space now. So you could definitely do 33 in this move as well, too. The Knicks get a little bit cheaper, a little bit more rotation, guys. Maybe, Bridges. It'd be a swing on Bridges as well, too. Another Bridges. Both Bridges on one team, chat. Might be what has been destined to happen this whole time. 99 to 116. Can the Knicks get to 100 in their elimination game, chat? Can it happen? Hey, shout out to John Haliburton as well, too. We love to see that he's going to be going to the NBA Finals in courtside. Am I crazy, chat? Did the Thunder have like an NBA parent that seems the same way? Are the Thunder just like the Charlie Brown? They're the Peanuts of the NBA? There's no parents in existence. Just all kids hanging out. Just hanging out by the reporter post-game. Just the reporter. And Shea and Jalen Williams are like, oh, well, give whatever aura-filled answer pause that we have to give. But if you really are taking a bet on Miles Bridges to maybe continue being an off-ball creator, I don't know if he's going to, need him to be 20 points a game in this situation, but in those high teens, efficient three-point shooting, I could see it. I wouldn't be against that bet. Again, Towns, I do think, gives you that you can compete in a couple of playoff rounds upside. So I'm not, again, against taking a gamble to say, hey, let's try to push ourselves over the top for being a finals. Are the Hornets the team that you want to start, scouting guys to do that from? Of course, is definitely an interesting question. Middleton on a player option for the Wizards. Hey, I don't know. Poole? Jordan Poole for Towns? Towns could be interesting because they have, the 6th pick? So they are behind the Hornets. So they're going to get one of those guard wing players as well, too. We mentioned Sadiq Bey. as well. Towns of the Hawks. We'll just make sure to go through all the classic teams, chat, for this 2025 offseason cycle. Oh, the Pacers are just ball movement, passing around, energy plays. The fans are in it. Siakam just got, Toppin with a big block right there, chat. I guess that started that fast break. So, now because the energy plays, the fans are in it right now. It's going to be a fun couple of minutes as they celebrate their win and their finals appearance here. So, does Towns fit what the Hawks want to do, chat? They do like the two-way defensive thing around Trae Young. Trae Young for Towns, chat. Hey, yo, Trae Young, a villain, returning to the guard. This would be like the team-up movie where this is Statham now at the barbecue. What happens? Like, how is this guy all of a sudden one of the good guys? Towns to the Magic could be interesting. It's expensive. The Magic are always, are they a trade asset team for anybody? But he actually does give you some floor spacing as well, too. So, do the Wendell Carter, is that enough, chat? Wendell Carter for Towns. Isaac probably has to be in the trade as well, too. Is this a little too much at this point for Towns? But he's a hit-or-miss guy. You're definitely getting a defensive lineup versatility. Are you getting 6'10" DeLon Wright with Jonathan Isaac? What was his three-point percentage? I don't think he's developed as a three-point shooter. That can happen as well, too, where it's like, okay, if you're not going to be a three-point shooter, just totally goes away. Yeah, 25%. Because, 34% as a rookie. I go, 1.5 shots a game. 32, and then 34% in 34 games in 1920 at, almost 3 a game. So it's like there's something there. 40%. The last 2 years, 40 and 75%. At least the vague remnants of efficiency are hanging around with less than 2-3 points a game. But this past season, just not really a factor at all. Just really focusing in on the defensive aspects of the game. So, maybe you unlock some more three-point potential with him, but just the increased front court defensive versatility that you would get. He's, another guy where, like with Mark Williams, your defensive front line definitely gets better in a way with him and Mitchell Robinson, but, the overall switch, the overall defensive versatility of that team, what does that look like with two centers on the court like that? Again, Mitchell Robinson did show some mobility. Oh, Haliburton with another three, chat. This just turned it into a Globetrotters. Yeah, this is like a scene in a movie at this point where the Pacers are going to win the AO championship. But I guess advance to the championship, of course. But, Suggs probably a little too good to be in this deal. You're probably not going to want to trade Suggs, though. If you're the Knicks, if you got Suggs, with his impact on the Magic this year, maybe you're just locking yourself into the finals. Is there any way you get Anthony Black in this trade? So you definitely get younger. In this trade, honestly, you might be a little more competitive with the Hornets trade. I guess it's up to who's better next year, Anthony Black or Miles Bridges. You definitely could still see Miles Bridges putting up more points, but the full impact of Anthony Black, you could definitely see that. So KCP might have to be in the trade for contract purposes. So we have to take Isaac out or Carter out. A 4-for-1 for Towns, maybe a little much. So KCP, Carter, and Anthony Black. Isaac, a little better defender as well, too, is definitely a guy that, KCP is three-point shooting. Like I said, better three-point shooter than DeLon Wright. I don't know if he's a better defender. Yeah, chat. This is going to be a weird contract trade to bring in Towns. It's going to have to be one of the big contracts like Franz, Suggs, not Paolo, of course. I don't even think he's got his extension locked in at this point. But Suggs or Franz in a Towns move, probably not quite at this point. Oh, Chad, no, Cleveland can't aggregate. So, yeah, you can't necessarily do like a Towns for Jared Allen and some pieces and be like, okay, Mobley and Towns, to get the Mobley defense next to Towns offense. That could be a fun combo for sure. And if Towns, like anything, Chad, if Towns wasn't so expensive, he'd be an interesting guy for the Spurs as well, too. But maybe there's a smaller version of the trade. What is De'Aaron Fox for Towns? Like, Towns does have, and he wasn't just he wasn't really first team All-NBA conversation because, again, at the center spot, like Jokic and Giannis have kind of locking that down. And Giannis, of course, first team All-NBA. anyways, he can get that forward spot. There we go, chat. It's final. Pacers Thunder, lock it in. Thursday, game 1. You guys know where to be. The REMINGTOM YouTube will be live, watching the game, of course. Second appearance in the finals and franchise history for the Thunder. And again, for the Thunder as well, too. They're second technically as well, because their first as the Thunder was with that Durant, Harden, Westbrook combo against the Heat. So, fun, new faces. Of course, players, franchises, just fresh faces all the way around, chat, for the NBA, of course. But, yeah, Towns trade machine. Hey, yo, if there was like a player and then maybe, if we were talking Fox and 14 and something else, like if it's a scaled back trade, like I'm not necessarily against that as well, too. Is that a major fit upgrade? Because Fox, I think, can give you some backcourt defensive energy that maybe Towns can't give you in the front court. But then again, Wemby is just, again, so impactful as a defensive player. We don't want to be too hyperbolic, but I think it is fair to think that he could make up for some of Karl. To think that Karl Towns could be more offensive perimeter focused and let Towns continue to take care of the paint defensively with some of that stuff. So, you're probably going to want, well, again, you're going to get 14. So I don't know how highly you value that pick in this move. Do we get something back? What do they have? 50? A little NFL style, chat. Ayo. So what do they have here? They got 26 their own in a 1 through 10 protected first for Washington. That'll be an interesting trade. I know maybe, Washington could just be projected to go right back into the sewer again, chat. Ayo. Whoa. But they might find a sneaky way with the Eastern Conference to not be a bottom 10 team. I mean, again, can you be bottom 10 and in the play-in? I know you can be out of the lot. You can still be in the lottery in the play-in, but bottom 10, maybe you're still not a play-in team at that point. I don't know if we have the one next guy, because Champagnie, too much, chat. Fox and Champagnie for Towns. Maybe we just have the cap space. This just becomes like a sign. Oh, yeah, okay, so we need to give up a little bit more. Only 6.5 more. So maybe it becomes a 2 for 3. Let's see here, chat. Ooh, uh-oh. I'm not going to start saying names, but we can definitely we'll just start looking at contract values and be like, okay, that is just a number. We can't be emotionally attached to the guys. So Barnes, the expiring for 19. I mean, the Knicks might be interested in expiring just for the long-term capability. And I guess Fox is an expiring as well, too. You're thinking signing him long-term, but maybe him and Brunson is more like him in the backcourt. You're still able to, of course, have the wings with Anunoby and Bridges, and then maybe you go Mitchell Robinson at the center. Like Anunoby is the small ball 5 if you want to go Hart, and then you have more backcourt depth as well too. Like we're saying, to go with those smaller lineups. So maybe they want a center back. We don't have Charles Bassey anymore, chat, to trade back. They'd have to make a move to continue to improve the front court again. You're not necessarily, you're weakening that by trading Towns. So do they do a second wing? Barnes, Fox, and 14. Okay, yeah, we're gonna need 50 back in this trade, chat. It is what it is. For Towns and 50, I think this will work. But I don't know. I think that might be. It says we're 2 wins better with Towns. That's a close one, chat. That's a close one. We actually save a little money in the year 1 of it, and then again, what do the Knicks do long term? But long term as well too. You think what does the potential Fox contract look like compared to what Towns? Are we going to be paying Fox the same amount over 4 years, while we're paying Towns in the next 2 years? Or Fox is definitely going to make more with that because he's had all NBAs in his history as well too. I don't know if it's the recent. You have to have it within the last contract, but I think it's been within the last couple of years as well too. Here, let's double check Fox's status real quick, chat. All NBA 22-23. So 3 seasons ago at this point. I guess the past 2 seasons not making an All NBA, and this past season not being eligible, of course, with missing some of those games. I don't think he probably would have gone on to make one of those teams if he had played the extra 3 games. Anyways, which is maybe it's like, okay, just pull the plug now and see what happens. But yeah, led the league in steals last season. So, there is that defensive upside as well there too. That him and Castle in a backcourt, Harper, all three of those guys could play together, but that does become an interesting fit thing as well too, where now it's like, okay, we got some front court help. We're getting Harper with the second pick. We still have, of course, that whole package. We could even still trade for Giannis at this point. Giannis and Towns? Maybe that's a little bit more realistic than Giannis and Durant, chat. But let's take one more quick break because we got one more cook-up chat to do real quick. Not on the trade machine. We're back on the Chat GPT. We've got more inspiration chat. Another Tubi original. Hey, yo, 2 live streams in a row. It is what it is, but if you got inspiration, do you have to act on it, chat? It is, I guess so. At least for now, with the Tubi originals. That's what we're doing. So stay tuned. We'll be back to the Chat GPT right after this. right, Chad, here we are, and we are not just saying goodbye to the Knicks as well, too. We've got to say goodbye to the NBA on TNT, Chad, a whole network. A whole history of a network just going away. Hey, yo, shout out, what a run. I mean, basically, we already looked up the UFC on Fox run. When did the NBA actually get to TNT? It's obviously been around for as long as I can remember, but I don't know if that's just, when the memory, or if it's just, once you get like a decade-long run or so, it is pretty ingrained at that point, especially, when a decade is pretty much near half your life. But TNT, 1989 to 2025, getting the other networks involved as well, too. NBA TV itself, 2008 to 2005. So, 1989, chat. Hey, yo, I don't even know, the family history. And did our family even exist in 89? What was happening? Was America even a country? TNT, was this a British network in 1989? George Washington was on the original broadcast. Hey, yo, chat. But Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny Chuck, Underdog, chat, the whole crew. It's a legendary run. To me, easily the best TV show in history. I think that, is it like comparing eras, comparing styles of TV shows? Like, how do you compare Inside the NBA to Breaking Bad? But Ernie Johnson versus Walter White? Charles Barkley versus, what's the name of the sidekick character in Breaking Bad? Charles Barkley versus Tony Soprano? Put up any, I guess maybe, Shaquille O'Neal versus somebody from The Wire. But maybe The Wire has an advantage there. Oh, did Siakam get the MVP? Hey, Siakam, chat, shout out! Pascal Siakam goes in the history books. So there we go, chat. The 2019 Raptors finals. It was actually Siakam. It was not Kawhi. Hey, yo, okay. Is that what this was all? Hey, shout out Siakam. We love it, chat. We love to see it. Oh, Haliburton with the numbers. You definitely had the case. Who's the guy in jeans, chat, in the back? He was not ready to play tonight. Siakam, Haliburton had the numbers. He had the leading of the team. He had the historic game. He's on pace to be, you expect the Finals MVP. And again, I want him to win the Finals MVP as well, too. If Siakam scores 30 a game in the Finals, then by all means, you're not going to hear me argue the Siakam point. But just for the legacy of the team, I would like to see Siakam win, I guess both. Haliburton's a younger player as well, too, where it's not like, again, Curry, that first, that's just unfair storylines. I think the LeBron, maybe again, with the league having the face of the league argument sort of open for debate right now. It's not like Haliburton's necessarily taking anybody. There's not the LeBron character that he's stepping on the corner of at this point. LeBron obviously has moved into a different phase of his career. But, it also goes back to the Steph thing as well, too, where he had to break through the LeBron stardom and become his own star and build his character at the same time as well, too, and, prove just as powerful and just as transformational as well, too. But, so, for him getting that legacy checkmark maybe have been a little different thing. Because, again, he's in a conversation of immediately it's like Steph, LeBron, who's the best player in the NBA? Like Haliburton, he's arguments of Edwards and all these stuff as the young guys. But just the team success for Haliburton is enough. And Siakam as the veteran getting the player recognition, we love it, chat. It looked like they were celebrating like they were almost going to give Thomas Bryant the Eastern Conference Finals MVP there for a second. So Eastern Conference Finals MVP, what do we got? Jimmy Butler, Jaylen Brown, and Pascal Siakam? Oh, Chad, this is a perfect award. I'm so glad we've introduced this award in NBA history. This is great. And I'm glad Siakam has won it, too. Go back and summer segment, chat. Retroactive, Conference Finals MVPs. Can we get like a Manu Ginobili Conference Finals MVP in there at some point? But, yeah, NBA on TNT, chat. Chad, I don't know if we'll do like a top 10 moments. Maybe even more than that, chat. But iconic. Well, yeah, like I say, I guess for me, it would be if you said, okay, what's one TV show that you have to have in the library for the rest of time? As much as we love Fresh Prince, chat, or, like the first season of Daredevil on Netflix, TNT, NBA on TNT, Inside the NBA on TNT has to go down as the number one show, the iconic moments. As well, too, it's being a basketball show. it's definitely going to help that out as well, too, chat. So it's like, okay, we get to see funny Charles Barkley, and there's just going to be random basketball highlights, which is also a fun part of, like, just, obviously a lot of the moments between them, it would just turn into a TV show. So it would kind of naturally, you'd naturally have these whole blocks of conversation and banter and just these funny segments that would develop. But a lot of times as well, too, you just get Charles Barkley being funny in the highlights. And it's like, oh, here's a James Harden, Nene pick and roll. And then Charles Barkley's saying stuff about San Antonio. And it's just like, okay, it's, iconic moments. It's like, oh, yeah, Nene, Ty Lawson, Tyreek Evans. Who are the most random stars from our childhood that you could just... stars, ayo. But who are just the most random characters from our childhood that are going to be appearing in these highlights as well, too. It's all great, chat. It's all great. So, make no mistake, put it in the notes. I said when we get inspiration, ayo, we have to act on it. Pause. But we need a Inside the NBA on TNT movie. I don't know if it's like a... Chat! I got to workshop the ChatGPT prompt first before we get this movie. So I guess this won't be our workshop for tonight. But, oh, man, if there was one more step I could get... I'm thinking Inside the NBA Space Jam? TNT on Space Jam, but see, is it like, and maybe we need the ChatGPT to workshop this for us, but is it, and Charles Barkley has already been in a Space Jam, so is it the TNT crew, like the mob stars take over the TNT crew, Ernie Johnson, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles, and then Underdog, I guess, is the fifth guy as well, too. We can bring him in for the fifth player in the lineup. Is there I guess Jalen Rose is now a TNT employee. Chris Webber has an iconic run. He's also part of the run through the tape moment. He's been on the show a lot, so he could be an honorary fifth member as well too. And if we're talking former NBA players for the Monstars to take their talents from, then that would make sense for sure. Like have Chris Webber in that lineup. But I feel like there's one more step, chat, that needs to happen. I just inside TNT movie, chat. We'll workshop that. We'll add it to the list of movies we need to cook up for Tubi Originals. The list is growing, chat, so I don't know, again, who knows what the legs for the Tubi Originals are. It's not to say we're going to cook up a Tubi Original every live stream, but since this idea that I have is topical, chat, we got to make sure we make this movie. This is a movie that we're going to make in a week because it's topical, but maybe there's quality that can be found in the movie. Anyways, here, actually, let me log in real quick. Sorry, chat. I'll mute the screen and get logged in here because I actually, behind the scenes moment, need to log in on a different Google account. Not to say that we can't use the personal account, chat, but I was like, wait, we do have a pod account that we can just... and it's not like, we're paying for ChatGPT Plus on the personal account, so there's really no advantages to be logged in on that one. We can just keep a history of the... And again, I guess I'm not using ChatGPT for everything, but, also using it for the movie prompts. Like, oh, yeah, ChatGPT is useful. Maybe there is a couple of ideas that we can kick around on ChatGPT, or just sometimes it's, is it also just fun as well? That's the problem, Chat. You can be like, okay, what's work and what's fun? You gotta be honest with yourself sometimes as well, too. But at least we can keep a history of what's going on here in one spot. Oh, chat. We've got I guess we've never made an account on this account before. So we'll get locked in here, chat. Ayo. Oh, well. It's not giving us the birthday. Of course we were born on the exact day Turn is... No, we want to be 90s kids, chat. Turn... Ayo, 1900? What is the birthday here? 1999, chat. Oh, man, we're going to have to scroll through 2,000 years of history. Why is the ChatGPT keyboard being difficult all of a sudden? There we go. Okay. Oh, chat, I messed up the name. Oh, well. I can probably change that later. The REMINGTOM Pod C? I guess it's not displayed anyways. Okay, chat. Oh, I know how the rules work. It is what it is. Okay, IT, cut that out in post. Okay, we're logged in, chat. Ready to go. Ready to cook up. So, We were talking with a friend, chat. We'll say that. We were talking with a friend. And, you know, we're not trying to get anybody in trouble here with the ideas that we're floating out. But, I mean, I feel like everybody has seen now the fact that there's going to be this Dr. Squatch, Sydney Sweeney soap collab. And apparently, here, let's look this up real quick, chat. Hey, yo, is this like some Gwyneth Paltrow stuff here? Sydney Sweeney is having a limited edition soap that is apparently contains her infused with her bath water. Hey, yo, chat. Whoa, what is going on here? Oh, this is not the site to buy, chat. I want an article about it. We need a pre-order. We need to get on this. Is it sold out on the pre-orders already? Where's Microsoft? How inept can we be? Is it not launched yet? Where's this product? I know the pre-sale was around. I guess we just go to Dr. Squatch. I think that was the brand. So I guess, you know, shout out Dr. Squatch. We'll slide in the DM, see if they're open for business. But I know the pre-order was around, chat. So I would log back out when we put the credit card information in here. Or just, can we buy up all the soap? They said it was like 5,000 bars. Oh, enter now. Wait a second. Enter for a chance to win? Okay, chat, this might go actually even more perfect to the plot of what I was thinking. So I guess, you know, shout out Dr. Squatch, always crazy with some of the scents on here. Godzilla Grit, Kong Crush. I mean, chat, we're adults here. What's going on? Godzilla Grit, like, I mean, there was a time, maybe a handful of years ago, where, I mean, Dirt Destroyer, Grim Reaper. There might have been a time, the Grime Reaper. There might have been a time where, a Liquid Death collab. Hey, yo, chat. There might have been a time when Godzilla Grit may have been a scent that I would get. Well, here, let's see what we got. Smoked Paprika in Sand. What's Godzilla Crush? Skullcap Powder. What is Skullcap Powder? Actually, chat, I'm back in. Could be smelling like Skullcap Powder. Hey, yo, pause. That might actually be a pause. Hey, yo. Never mind, chat. Get that out of here. Maybe go back to just the smoked paprika in the sand. Smoked paprika, though? I don't know. Something about that could be interesting. But, I mean, chat, just at least, just give us an adult. Just, if you're going to put Godzilla on the package, again, yeah. It's not a bottle. It's not like I have to tear the sticker off with Godzilla on it. Can you have Godzilla soap in the shower? And, you know, as an adult, chat. I don't know. But, yeah, we just need, you know, bar of soap at least. You know, at least on the box. You know, give me some respectable. Let me feel like an adult in the checkout aisle. That's the nice thing about self-checkout. Is now I don't have to have a cashier ring me up as an adult for the Godzilla Grit soap. You know, you don't have to try to fake it with gold moss. Even though we haven't seen gold moss in any of the stores, chat. I want to smell like gold. That could be pretty sick. But yeah, I guess limited giveaways on the Dr. Squatch Corner, chat. Limited giveaways on the bathwater soap. So, you know, the conversation was often, you know, how do we get in this giveaway? How do we win the soap? But I think, you know, and again, it's just a compliment to us wanting to have the products. The conversation naturally turned to maybe a little bit more dramatic than just entering the giveaway, chat. So what we're going to cook up in the inspiration that we had is, and again, we need to cook up this movie soon because they're about to enter this giveaway and they're going to be shipping out the soap soon. If we want to get our hands on all this soap, chat, pause. I think the best way to do it, instead of entering the giveaway, I think the best way to do it is just going to be to heist the shipment truck. So the next Tubi original shout out in our, is this the trilogy, chat? Our third Tubi original is going to be a heist movie where we heist the shipment truck of Sydney Sweeney's soap from Dr. Squatch. Hey, yo, chat. So we need a heist movie about a truck. Or like an armored car or something. But, or, you know, again, in our Tubi originals, at this point, we're still generating inspiration from other movies. We still haven't, like, okay, here's the plot. Because I guess then it's just like, okay, we just wrote a movie about Sydney Sweeney, about heisting this truck. But movies, here we go. Movies about a heist about a truck. Hey, yo, chat, okay, that's not going to work. Movies about heist involving a truck, chat, or armored car, again, because like in Heat, They, or armored heat, yo, armored car. An armored car. And heat they rob an armored car. It's not part of the main robbery. It's early on. But, oh, chat. Not great there. An armed car. Oh, chat GPT. Messing up on the grammar. There we go, chat. We'll just see what happens. Best movies. Movies that need remade as well, too. Okay, this is going to give us some newer movies as well, too. Like, are we going to be remaking Guy Ritchie's 2021 Wrath of Man? Probably not. The Town, chat? The Town still is a classic. So, I mean, at this point, Hollywood might just remake it because it's been 15 years. But I feel like that movie is perfect. It doesn't really need... So maybe the only thing we take from this movie is Blake Lively. But is Blake Lively being cast in movies right now, chat? Hey, yo. Armored in 2009, Nimrod Antel, a crew of armored truck guards, plan to rob their own company. But the plan spirals out of control. Okay, we don't work for Dr. Squatch, but I guess we could go get jobs at Dr. Squatch for Armored. Den of Thieves. Okay, heist involving trucks. Fast 5. So are they... Is there a vault, chat? Do they keep the Sydney Sweeney soap in a vault somewhere? The Italian Job. A team uses customized Mini Coopers and traffic manipulations to hijack a gold shipment from an armored car, chat. Italian Job could be one. Us driving cars could be pretty sick. Oh, chat, this might... is this Rem and Sam or Rem and Sam and Billy Buckets? If it's a heist movie, we might have to get Billy Buckets involved. Shout out Billy Buckets, of course. Legendary friend of the pod. Maybe we have to call Billy Buckets in the future and see what his take on what type of heist movie he wants to be. Billy Buckets is really pro the Italian Job, so I think maybe if we went that route, that could not be bad. Inside Man, are we gonna really go this? What kind of lengths are we gonna? I don't know if we have the time to pull an Inside Man level heist on this setup. And again, that's more in the vault, in the bank. It's a different type of heist, I think, than robbing an armored car. Okay, so let's go here. That's, again, like older movie. That's like recommendations. Let's go. What about older ones that need remade? Otherwise, we're just copying the Italian Job, chat. It is what it is. What type of car do we want is basically the next question that we would have. Great angle. Yeah. Okay. The Split. A professional thief assembles a team of robbers to rob the box office at an LA football stadium and escape in an armored car. Chat, this might be just a remake in general. Hey, yo, we've been looking for an NFL version, an NFL movie for our Tubi original. We could get an NFL player in this cast. I don't know if it'd be a meta casting of like, he's not an NFL player in the movie, but robbing an NFL stadium, or if he's an NFL player inside and he's part of the job. He helps get access to a couple of key points into the heist. 1959, Steve McQueen. A small gang attempts a bank heist involving coordinated getaway vehicles and focus on escape logic. Chat, we might just be adding a ton of stuff to the watch list here at any point. Violent Saturday. A group of criminals plan a bank robbery on a quiet town. One of the getaway methods. So a lot of getaways here using a car, of course. I like the idea, of course, of, again, we actually have to rob the shipment of something. So I guess we could use Fast and Furious as an inspiration just for cars and sort of pacing and group style heist in general. But the Italian Job is not bad as well either, chat. Hey, yo, that's disgusting. Just a live booger wipe on the pod. Chat, am I going to have to go like up close on the camera to like see if we're good here? I don't know. We've had something sit on the edge. Chat, look away. We're not just wiping that off on somewhere random. Not on the Wembanyama jersey, make no mistake. The couch is going to get boogers before the Wembanyama jersey. It is what it is. But, okay, chat, I mean, we're really cooking up in Hollywood at this point. Wiping boogers onto couches and I'm using Chat GPT. I mean, we're getting more and more industry every time we do this. Okay, yeah, let's go new chat. I don't know if we need the history of those old remakes into the thought process here. But, okay, so we want, I don't know, again, is Sydney Sweeney's bathwater soap as the heisting object, is that influential to the heist, or can we just give it sort of a generic, we're heisting a thing, and then just make that thing whatever it is? I guess maybe the logistics of a Dr. Squatch transfer route are different than like a bank or whatever, But so we're using, again, Fast and Furious is a tough one to burn as well too, Chad. Do we want the Italian Job? We're going with a movie in the style of the we could go Baby Driver as well too. I guess that's more than just driving versus they just rob banks in that one, right? They don't rob armored cars. Okay, Chad, one more. So, heist movies about armored cars. Hey, yo, is this the worst part of the research? It is what it is. Heist movies about armed cars. And maybe we should just, again, be more specific as well, too. So, yeah, Heat, The Town, we're just going to get the same list that we got last time. I guess we did just kind of ask the same question. So, anyways, okay, yeah. So, Italian Job it is, Chad. It is what it is. So, we want... So a group heist movie, we want the plot of a group heist movie in the style of the Italian Job. And we need to throw another one in here, Chad, as well, too, just for variety's sake. And we want 2003, because, again, if Billy Buckets is going to be in this, I think he's more a fan of the plot of a movie of a group heist movie in the style of the Italian Job. And I guess the second movie doesn't necessarily need to be a heist movie because we've got a heist movie in with the Italian Job. So there's a second sort of, if we want it to be more thriller or is there a more action-y type movie? Do we want to get into some sci-fi, science-y, technological, Pacific, like are we robbing this with some Pacific Rim type machinery? I don't know, chat. Maybe just Fast and Furious to soup up the cars as well too. But I don't know, Baby Driver seems kind of fun. So let's just throw Baby Driver in here. Maybe we just want to cast Jamie Foxx in this movie, honestly, as well. Rem and Sam and Billy Buckets and Jamie Foxx. Uh-oh, chat. This is going to be a dynamic Tubi original. Okay, let's see what we get. The plot of a movie, Baby Driver and the Italian Job. Sleek car... Okay, yeah, so sleek car chases, sharp team dynamic, and killer soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, Baby Driver, great soundtrack, of course. So this might be perfect. The Throttle Point, or just Throttle Point. Action heist thriller, stylish, fast-paced, music-driven, and witty banter and emotional stakes, chat. It might have heard us say the cast, because if it's Rem and Sam and Billy Buckets, I think witty banter is going to happen. After high-stakes robbery in Berlin goes sideways, chat. Already off to a great start. Legendary getaway driver Lena Switch Serrano vanishes from the underworld scene. Years later, she's pulled back when her estranged brother Diego, a hacker in deep debt to a ruthless crypto mogul, begs for her help with one last job. Chat, I already love this because I was thinking, okay, so, unfortunately, Rem and Sam and Billy Buckets aren't going to be the star, but that might be perfect. We get an actual star actor in here playing the role of Lena Serrano, and then Rem and Sam and Billy Buckets can fill the side roles. Because this Mongol, chat, I mean, do I have the acting chops to pull off a crypto Mongol as well, too? Is that a little more nerdy? I'm thinking I want to be like a, Tony Benedict casino Mongol. I guess, do we want to be Tony Benedict losing our girl to George Clooney at the end? But I guess, do we want to be Tony Benedict stealing George Clooney's girl? Hey, yo, chat. But crypto Mongol begs her to help one last job. Oh, okay, so we're recruiting Lena Serrano. And she has the brother Diego. The job to intercept and steal an armored car, data carrying a $20 million algorithm. Okay, chat, so we're stealing soap as well, too. So I don't want to just skip ahead and totally write off this plot, but maybe we need to clarify that we're using soap as part of the plot as well, too. Okay, so let's say, oh, wait a second. Ocean's 11 as part of the drive. We just mentioned Tony Benedict as well, too. Was that a live input by ChatGPT? Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Key influences. Ronin, Drive, and 11. Oh, wait a second. Drive and Baby Style. Very contrasting styles. I guess we can go back and read this one if we need to as well. Here, let's chat. We did a lot of work here typing this out. Let's copy and paste this little plot. So a plot about the heist movie in the style of these where the target is to steal soap made out of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. Okay, chat. Hey, yo. Let's see what happens here. Sweeney? N-E? We've never really looked at the spelling of her name when we're on her Instagram page. That's what, okay. Soup, chat? I didn't even know we were going for soap on the autocorrect. Hey, yo. Were the targeted steel soap made out of... Targeted steel... A truck shipping, we should clarify. Okay, we're basically giving it the plot. But I guess, you know, again, us getting more specifics in our prop is not too bad. Where the target is to steal truck shipping. Oh, wait a second. That was not the right place to add that in there. And we need to get better at typing as well, too, so we don't spend too long just saying what these prompts are. Where the target is to, and we just need to get better at reading. A lot of things on this to-do list, chat. Where the target is to steal, there we go, a truck shipping soap made out of Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. And we'll see if that changes. Do we get a crypto mogul in this situation? Absolutely. A high-concept, self-aware heist plot that bends the precision of team vibe of Italian Job with, again, the music chaos of Baby Driver. So, oh, a dark comedy? Hey, yo, chat. Bath and robbery. Was like love and basketball in the title, but bath and robbery, just very direct. And it was, okay, NFTs and crypto apparently in 2025 and 2026. This needs to be the plot in a heist movie. In a world where celebrity merch has gone full dystopia, the biggest cultural commodity isn't NFT or luxury sneakers. It's body-based lifestyle products. And nothing is hotter than the ultra-exclusive Sweeney Suds. The artisanal soap. I was like, wait a second. What is this part of the word here, chat? But artisanal soap is made. If you guys are watching the live stream or the Spotify stream, you'll be able to see that. But unfortunately, we won't say that for the Apple Podcast part. But the artisanal soap made for the actual bathwater of Sydney Sweeney, carefully distilled, packaged in crystal cut glass, and sold for $10,000 a bar for billionaire collectors and influencers. So it might resell for $10,000 a bar after this giveaway, to be honest, chat. Only one shipment of the inaugural run exists, being discreetly transported across the country by a high security cosmetics logistics firm. So already, chat, unanswerable questions. A product this valuable? You ship it all at once? Multiple shipments? How does that work? But the job? Steal the truck before it hits the VIP launch point gala in LA. So hopefully this is just more so a lot of reading than it is actually like half the film at this point. Enter Max Tempo Vega. Okay, chat, we lost Lena Serrano. Shout out. R.I.P. the Lena Serrano version of this movie. But Max Vega, any relation to Doris Vega? Doris Vega was the name of Sam's colleague in the last movie, Full Court Flashback. But a former getaway driver, an underground DJ with perfect beat timing reflexes, living off the grid after a botched celebrity perfume heist in Miami. His younger sister, Jules, a broken journalism student turned whistleblower, discovers a disturbing backroom contracts behind celebrity essence products. So, chat, this movie may get a little too convoluted in setting up the importance of the soap. Like, really, the fact the movie just needs to be they just want to really just steal this soap. But, you know, it's really making sure that's like, okay, no, this soap is valuable outside of the fact that these guys are just, you know, weird horn dog soap guys. But when she gets the contracts behind celebrity essence project, Max assembles a team to hijack a truck and expose the truth behind the billion-dollar bathwater industry. Again, I don't know, a little too much there, maybe in the plot. But what do we got for a crew? Max Tempo Vega, the getaway driver who times every move to BPM and bass drops. Okay, so this is just, I mean, you know, Ansel Elgort. You want to just recast yourself in this role? Jules Vega, idealistic hacker-level researcher with grudge against celebrity culture. Kai, silent but deadly free runner and parkour courier, can climb anything and anywhere. Moose, ex-wrestler turned trucker, infiltration expert and hilarious muscle. And then Romy, hyper-obsessed fragrance chemist who knows which crate is the real deal. Okay, chat, wait, let's just see what we had for the plot of, what was this one called again? Throttle Point? This might be better, honestly. The job, to intercept and steal, the algorithm. AI code can break and turn, oh wait, so that's just, okay, yeah, this is much simpler. There's an algorithm, it costs a lot, and they want to steal it. So the characters in this one, Juno, smooth-talking ex-stunt driver, and Switch's former flame. Cass, deaf sound engineer who rigs explosive beats as cues for timed action. Like Baby Driver meets a Foley artist. Is there not a deaf guy in Baby Driver? I think there's some handicapped guy in Baby Driver. But Diego's paranoid coder, Twitch. His paranoid coder friend who sees conspiracies everywhere, but is usually right. Hannah, motorcycle riding inside woman posing as security expert. Chat, are we going down the right path here? Is this a put pause on hold and see what we get tomorrow? Because I guess spoiler alert, chat, with us with there not being a game 7 for Monday, we will be back tomorrow with a special episode. Our normal Sunday live stream will happen. So schedule, I guess, will be a little more normal the next couple of days. Then like we said, no game Monday, so we'll do a Sunday live stream like we normally do. We'll do a Tuesday live stream like we normally do as well too, chat. And then we'll be back for the finals on Thursday, and then following the finals after that as well. So let me see what we got, chat. I guess stay tuned. We will cook up the Sydney Sweeney bathwater heist movie a little bit later. I need to get the prompt order done. I guess cooking up is the point, but also we don't want to get too lost in the weeds as well too. We really just want to get cast in these bad boys, but we'll get some better inspiration, and then we'll go tomorrow with more try to dig into this plot for the movie as well too. Bath and Robbery was not a hot start on the title. If we were going rom-com, love and basketball vibes, then maybe we need to get more rom-com vibes for the heist movie. But maybe, see, chat, I'm already cooking. If we're thinking Ocean's 11 vibes, maybe we just do go to Ocean's 11 commit. Oh well, chat, I'll sleep on it. Hey, yo, pause, and we'll be back tomorrow. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be here, YouTube live stream. Of course, you can follow the live streams on the podcast platforms, and the messages are open, chat. If you got any ideas for this heist movie, message us at REMINGTOM on Instagram and let us know what you were thinking. But stay tuned. We'll be back, like I said. And thank you guys for jumping on tonight. Shout out to the Pacers for making the finals. Thunder's Pacers going to be fun.